Before the Bravos is live, Before the Bravos is on the road, and Before the Bravos is over the bridge. Welcome into the program. Calvin Cristoforo, Nick Gatley joining you from beautiful Spillane Field on a beautiful Saturday night in Wareham. Nick, what's going on? How was the Saturday for you so far?
So far, so good, Calvin. I mean, we're on the weekend, although it really doesn't feel like there's any weekends during the season. It all just kind of blends into one, but you know, it's been a good Saturday so far. It could turn into a better one with a Braves win here, but how are you?
I'm doing very well. The Braves, you mentioned, need a win tonight.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. 4 out of 5 losses for the Bravos. They've already secured the #1 spot in the West Division, so that's not a question. It's whether or not, they'll be winning and feeling confident going into the playoffs, or whether or not they'll be stumbling in and feeling a little bit insecure going into the postseason. You look at the Braves' schedule down the line here. They are going to play their first-round opponent at least once in the next 5 days to round out the regular season, right? So they play Wareham tonight, Wareham tomorrow, and then it's Katuitt Monday, Katuitt Monday, Hyannis Tuesday,
Falmouth
Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, if Falmouth has that spot wrapped up, that last game of the season is going to be a big confidence game, and Katuitt on Monday, they lose that game. They lose the series with the Kettleers 3-2. So it'll be interesting. So their tear through the West to finish the season starts tonight in Wareham. And they've had a lot of success here at Spillane Field, but tonight they can put the nail in the coffin against a Wareham team that is fighting for their postseason hopes.
No doubt about it. This Wareham team is what we consider down bad right now. I mean, they're been really kind of in this mental funk. I was talking with the Wareham broadcasters before the game, and they said, yeah, it's just kind of been a confusing season. Team morale isn't as high as it should be, and with good reason. This is kind of a team that has kind of been middle of the pack, looked like it was peaking, but a tough loss last night against Katuitt. Katuitt with a late game surge. We've seen Bourne do that many times, and it's been bad, and Bourne can really take advantage tonight. They've been great at Spillane Field. The pitching's been outstanding. The offense hasn't come around early, though.
So, yeah, I completely agree with you, Nick. And you look at this Wareham lineup tonight, and every time you play the Gatemen, the headliner in their lineup is Diodati. Owen Diodati from Alabama, who has been taking the league by storm this year. He's not in the lineup tonight. He is not in the lineup in a pretty much a must-win game for the Braves. So
that's surprising.
It is. It's very surprising. With 5 games left in the regular season, arguably the best hitter. Yeah, he's only hitting around 232 on the season, but leads the team in home runs, leads the team in RBIs. Not in the lineup tonight for Wareham, and they got to go against a Braves pitcher in Michael Sansone, who is red hot. Red hot. Last 2 appearances, 10 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts.
Yeah.
No, 10 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts, 6 hits, no runs.
2 walks all year for this guy.
It's silly. It's silly.
It's ridiculous. If I had to guess, it's probably the last time we'll see him in the regular season.
No doubt about that.
And I think he should be the Game 1 starter.
I think,
personally,
the way I look at it, though, Austin Parsley pitched last night. I believe his regular season is done.
I think so.
So I think Austin Parsley gets Game 1. Michael Sansone gets Game 2.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, I kind of do like that, too, because if you're Bourne and you do drop Game 1, you're pretty confident Sansone can come out and win Game 2 for you.
And, you look at it, I know we're speculating a little bit, but you look ahead, maybe Parsley can get Game 2 of the championship series and Sansone can get Game 3.
If there is a Game 3.
Exactly.
I mean,
we're speculating a lot. Let's get back to the game tonight.
Yeah.
But Michael Sansone, who's already had success at Spillane Field and in 18 innings here in Spillane Field, the Braves have given up not a single run.
It's ridiculous.
This year, 18 innings of shutout baseball. The first time the Bravos were here, a 5-0 W. Last time they only needed a single run.
It's
and
ridiculous.
They've topped Wareham 1-0. I don't know what it is about this field, but the Braves pitchers have been stellar here.
It's been great. We saw Gordon Graceffo look great here. Tristan Vreeling looked unbelievable here in relief. 4 scoreless innings, I believe he had. It was either 3 or 4 perfect innings, as a matter of fact. That was back when he had that streak of 7 perfect innings. That streak started here, I believe.
Yeah.
So the Bourne pitching has been fantastic here, and I wouldn't really consider this a pitcher's park, would you?
I think I actually would.
I wouldn't.
I would. You look here.
I would not.
There hasn't been many balls hit out of here, and even watching batting practice today, there was only a couple balls hit into the bleachers in left field. I didn't see a single home run go out to right field, did you?
Yes, I did. Dalton Rushing hit like 3 of them.
Okay,
3
Dalton,
or 4.
anybody else, though?
I don't think I did. I mean,
And Dalton Rushing out
I
of the
think
lineup tonight.
it's weird depth perception here because it doesn't look too deep, but I think it is deeper than you'd expect.
In the bleachers in right center field, the football bleachers here in left center field, that's where the home runs go, but we haven't seen one here. And believing for me is seeing, Nick. So we haven't seen a home
Seeing
run
is believing.
here.
What is this, the Polar Express, Dan? Or I just called you Dan. You're Calvin. Dan's not here today.
All right.
Dan's not here today.
Daniel Coates, always in our hearts, regardless if he shows up
I
to
was
the ballpark.
I was thinking about him. I had to pick up the audio thing today from him in Carver. I had to drive out to Carver and pick it up.
Wow.
I saved the day, though.
That is wild that he made you do that.
He did. Well, it was halfway for us.
I don't know
kinda.
where Carver is, but
It's
still.
right next to Plymouth, pretty much.
Okay.
A little bit of a hike for me. The traffic, terrible.
Awful traffic
Oh.
today. Awful traffic today.
Oh.
But we made it to the field. The Braves made it to the field successfully, and they look to get a win, their 3rd of the season here at Spillane Field in Wareham. Let's run through the lineup real quick tonight. Joe Lampe leading off in center field. Max Anderson DHing, hitting second. Ben Huber, the new guy, the new face on the Braves team, making his Bravos debut, and he's not messing around, going right in the middle
right
of
in
the
the
order.
thick of it.
He's playing first base, hitting 3rd. Tanner Schobel, the shortstop, hits 4th. Hunter Jump in left field hits 5th. Christian Knapczyk at second base hits 6th. Zach Agnos at 3rd hits 7th. Peter Burns doing the catching hits 8th. And Lucas Costello in right field hits 9th. We'll get to the national anthem before we wrap up before the Bravos and get you our picks to pop. Back up here in the shark cage above the visiting dugout in Wareham, the Braves and the Gatemen set to get going in just a couple of minutes. Calvin Cristoforo, Nick Galley with you on Before the Bravos. Before the break, I ran down the Braves lineup for tonight. So, Nick, your job, as always, is to highlight a couple of guys you're looking to watch tonight.
Yeah, Tanner Schobel in the cleanup spot once again. He looked good there last night. He's going to try and improve his hit streak to 8 games, so that's going to be huge. Another guy I'm looking at is obviously Ben Huber. This is his debut. Was unbelievable at Limestone.
He put up video game type numbers at
Limestone hit
University.
over 430, 10 home runs, 48 RBIs.
That sounds like you in high school.
It sounds like me in Little League, Calvin. High school, those were definitely not my numbers. I can tell you that. Maybe I'd still be playing baseball today if they were, but they definitely weren't. And then the third guy I'm looking at is Peter Burns. I think a good defensive game behind the dish is something that Bourne could use right now. I know there was that pop-up last night that we saw kind of change the entire game that wasn't caught in foul territory. So looking at Peter Burns to be that defensive backstop we've seen all year, and guys do not run on Peter Burns.
No,
I mean, they just
do
don't
not.
do it. So it's
They
going to definitely.
they try to.
They try to.
But they just don't sign.
They don't.
Find themselves being successful. So, Nick, it's the time of the night. I need your pick to pop.
I'm going to go Huber tonight, I think.
Really?
I'm going to try it out.
Off the jump. Guys have struggled in the recent games. Guys have struggled in their first game, Costello, and then Jump last night. But you think he's ready to go to step up and make a big impact in this lineup right away?
I'm going to try it out, Calvin.
All right. I'm going Zach Agnes tonight. I really liked his BP. He said he was ready to go last night, had the off night. I think he's going to continue hitting the ball hard. I like Zach Agnes getting a couple knocks tonight in Wareham. So that'll do it for Before the Bravos Are Braves pregame show. I'm on the call tonight with Reeves Jackson.
Yeah, they're going to be hearing plenty of you.
Plenty of me tonight. Reeves and I have the call in just a couple of minutes. Enjoy the game, everybody.
It's the Braves and the Gatemen in game number 33 of the season here from Spillane Field, where we will join you here. Reeves Jackson, Calvin Cristoforo. The Bourne Braves, Calvin, 5-5 in their past 10 games, on a bit of a slide, you could say, from how they played at the beginning of the season, but a Wareham team that's really been struggling and a big opportunity to pick up a much-needed win today.
Yeah, much needed is an understatement, Reeves. Just the Gatemen team fighting for their postseason lives, and they give the ball tonight to Mac Anglin, who...
First pitch strikeout or half good pitch from Anglin, 0-1 to the leadoff hitter, Joe Lampy.
You know, Mac Anglin, I'll introduce you before we get this game really started. He came in, the Clemson Tiger has come in.
This one popped up, foul territory. Back goes Frechette all the way to the batter's boy net, and it hits off for a foul ball.
Anglin, 8 innings pitched this year, hasn't given up an earned run, so they're giving it to a guy that they trust in tonight, seeing if the Ohio native can give them a quality outing tonight and put them in position to win, because they haven't been able to score against Bourne this year. So they're trying to make this a low-scoring game if they want to beat a guy like Michael Sansone.
Yeah, Mac Anglin with 2 shutout performances over the course of the season from Clemson. 0-2. Deals fastball misses outside here, live from the Shark Cage. Here at Spillane Field. It's a beautiful night, sunny skies. Wareham rocking their maroon uniforms. Black Gatemen script across the chest as that pitch misses downstairs. Looked like a changeup with the white outline. And Wareham rocking the white pants with the black caps, black brim, the white W on the caps. 2-2. Lampy lofts this one. Back goes Tommy Troy. He reaches up. It's going to get down in front of the right fielder, Cade Kern. Joe Lampy, a leadoff single, and a good start for Bourne here tonight.
You know, Reeves, he'll take it. He'll take the knock. It seems like he only got one hand on the bat, but he was able to lift it over the second baseman, Troy's head, into right field. You know, Joe Lampy gets on first base to lead off a game. Only good things can happen from that, because Max Anderson, a guy who can handle the bat well, you can go to a hit and run off the jump. You can straight up steal Joe Lampy, who's good enough to swipe it back. So a lot of different things you can do here.
Here's Max Anderson, digs in, takes a strike at the knees. Good pitch there from Anglin. Joe Lampy on the season, Calvin, 5 for 6 in stolen base attempts. And this is a Wareham lineup that saw Jimmy Crooks, their best defensive catcher, get scratched. And Anthony Frechette, the starter, he's behind the plate. Anderson cannot check his swing, goes around 0-2. Defensively for Wareham, left to right they go Harrison, Gonzalez, and Kern. Third to first, James, Jarvis, Troy, and Nell. And behind the plate is Frechette. As that pitch misses just upstairs there to Max Anderson.
So Max Anderson hitting right now. He broke his bat last night, Reeves. And from what I'm hearing, it's the only bat he brought with him. So whose bat he's using, I'm not sure, but he had a pretty good BP session with it.
Anderson chops that pitch foul. 1-2 it remains. Well, you mentioned, obviously, Calvin, that Zach Agnos had a good batting practice. He is in the lineup hitting 7th tonight. Rest of the Braves lineup looks like this. Batting third over at first. How about this introduction to the lineup? And Ben Huber batting fourth, back at the cleanup spot. At shortstop is Tanner Schobel batting fifth, and left field saw him for the first time a night ago, Hunter Jump. Batting sixth, the second baseman tonight, Christian Knapczyk. Second night in a row since he's been back. In the sixth spot, batting seventh, Zach Agnos. Eighth, Peter Burns behind the plate again. Ninth is Lucas Costello. Breaking ball misses away. To Max Anderson. Count runs even here, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now, the Braves do have some team-issued bats, so I think from our vantage point here in the Shark Cage, that is what Max is swinging. So, fill you in on what bat Max Anderson is using here. I believe it's a team-issued Axis bat.
A called strike 3 slider outside corner. Max Anderson looked like he was trying to hold up on the check swing, but it's a called strike 3 regardless. Did not like the call, but we'll go down on strikes 4, the first out of tonight's game. It's a strikeout looking in the scorebook as Ben Huber steps in. Well, you guys talked about it on the jump. Ben Huber put up video game numbers at Limestone University, the Saints, where Ben Huber just hit .439, blasted 10 homers, drove in 48, had 58 base knocks, and 132 at-bats.
Is that good?
That's pretty solid. That pitch gets off the glove of Frechette. It's a pass ball and a fastball upstairs. Lampe moves up to second, and the Braves have a runner in scoring position here in the first inning. Calvin, it's no secret that the Braves have struggled lately to bring runners home when they've been in scoring position. They're leaving runners all over the base path, so it's important for the Braves tonight with the runner at second and less than 2 outs to try and get a run across early.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You always want to drive guys in when they're there. The Braves, we talked about it a lot. 8 hits last night, only able to get 2 runs home. Let's see if Huber, the new guy, can do damage here in his first at-bat in a Braves uniform.
Want to know the count? Swing and a miss. Big cut there from Huber, who wears number 30. And in the right-handed batter's box for this Bourne Braves team, Huber is a big boy, 6'3", 245 pounds, a biology major from Pendleton, South Carolina. 1-1 here from England. Good slider, bites sharply and hits the outside corner, called strike 1-2.
Yeah, he definitely looks like a player, Reeves, in that right-handed batter's box. An intimidating frame up there, and a guy who can really rip it. Wears his socks the same way Dalton Rushing does, too, so that's an interesting contrast.
That slider misses high and away. Count even at 2-2.
And another interesting thing that, going throughout the season, you see different guys wear different numbers. So number 30 a week ago would have been Cade Smith.
You're right about that.
And Huber just steps right into the jersey.
And Cade Smith, I believe, took over for, who was it? Cade Smith took over for somebody's number. I thought it did.
Peter Van Loon.
He did, as that ball is lined into right field, a base hit for Huber. Joe Lampe is going to be on the way home. Ball bobbled out and right by Cade Kern. Lampe crosses home. It's a single for Huber. It'll be an E9 and right on Cade Kern, and the Braves have struck first here at Spillane.
All right, Ben Huber, welcome to Bourne. How about that first at-bat? I don't know if they're going to give him an RBI on that because the right fielder, bobbled it a little bit, didn't pick it up cleanly. I think he's not going to get an RBI, but 1 for 1. Couldn't have started any better.
Couldn't have started any better. It was a bit of a shift by Tommy Troy. The Wareham is a team who quite frequently employs the shift. First pitch strike outside to Tanner Schobel. And you saw Tommy Troy there, Calvin. He was shading Huber to the pull side, really close to that second base bag. Huber got jammed up a little bit. Just a soft liner dumped into right field. As that one fouled back to the screen by Schobel, 0-2. But Harvey Shapiro put up the stop sign for Joe Lampe. Lampe was going to hold up. He looked out and right, saw Cade Kern bobble it, and came on home with ease. So good start for Bourne here tonight. But can't say enough good things about the man in the batter's box and Tanner Schobel. Now tied for the team lead in average at .319 as he watches a fastball upstairs. How about the meteoric rise he's had in the lineup, now the cleanup hitter?
Yeah, he's really, really been on a tear lately, Reeves, and his swing looks really good. Even in this at-bat, he's down 1-2, but at first pitch, fouled the ball straight back. A guy who is red hot and hitting in the 4 spot and with a lot of confidence.
1-2. Good slider, called strike 3 on Schobel. Thought it was a bit outside. Well, at least the Bourne Braves hitters know now that the home plate umpire is going to be courteous to pitchers on that outer half. I'm sure Michael Sansone will love that against the right-handed hitters with that changeup. So hopefully Sansone gets the same calls to go his way as Hunter Jump steps in with 2 away.
Absolutely, and that's a good pitch by England. That's definitely his strikeout pitch, that breaking ball, sharp slider breaking away to right-handed hitters. We saw him get Anderson with that. Now we saw him get Shoba with that, both in the first inning. So the Braves righties at the plate need to know you're down with 2 strikes. You might be expecting that sharp slider trying to get the outside corner.
Hunter Jump steps in. Jump was hitless a night ago. He's already on a fastball on the 1-0 count. 1-1 now. Last night for Hunter Jump. In the first inning, he struck out swinging. Flied out to center in the third. Struck out swinging again in the fifth. And laid down a nice sacrifice bunt. Honestly, could have been an out at second. Pitcher bobbled it last night. As Jump fouls that pitch off of the catcher's mitt.
And talking to his former teammate Joe Lampe, Hunter Jump grad transferring to Kentucky, but talking to Joe Lampe, his former Arizona State teammate after the game, he had a lot of faith. You know, when Hunter Jump, he said, hey, these are his first live at-bats of the summer. Just needs to get a little bit of a workload under his belt, and he'll be good to go in the middle of this Braves lineup.
1-2 here from Mac Anglin. This one is skied over that. That is foul. Here at Spillane Field. And obviously, Calvin, I feel like this year, more than ever, at least in a long time, the Bourne Braves faithful has traveled exceptionally well on the road. And, well, no better place to travel to when you're as close to Wareham as you are. You look over to our left. That's a packed bleachers. As Jump does a good job to foul off the changeup there from Mac Anglin. Count stays at 1-2.
Yeah, absolutely. And why not? Why not travel and watch the best team in the Cape this summer? Bourne Braves fans, you know, can't be happier than the performance they've seen on the field this year. So why not come out to Wareham? It borders Bourne. Watch the hometown team play on the road.
Small lead over there for Huber. Hunter Jump lines 1 to third, but right to Cameron James. He snags the line drive, but the Braves get on the board in the first. On a single by Ben Huber, Lampe comes in on the E9 and right, and the Braves lead it 1-0. It's the Braves 1 and the Gatemen coming up. Back with you here from Spillane Field, bottom of the first inning, where the Gatemen come up to the plate against the Braves lefty, arguably their best pitcher on the entire year. It's Michael Sansone, the lefty. Calvin, he's only pitched to the tune of a .78 ERA in the CCBL in 2021, second best in the league.
Is that good, Reeves?
Well, if Ben Huber's hitting .439 and Sansone's got a .78 average, Huber that is at Limestone, I'd say those numbers are pretty good for both respective positions.
Michael Sansone has been flat out dominant. 5 appearances this year, 23 innings, 2 earned runs. 5-time player of the game. I love talking to Michael Sansone more than the next guy, but 5 straight players of the game. It's ridiculous what this guy does on every 5th night.
Sansone will toe the rubber here against Tres Gonzalez. Left-handed hitting center fielder from Georgia Tech. Sansone ready. First pitch of the night for him, a fastball high. Count is 1-0. Lineup for the Gatemen looks like this. Tres Gonzalez leading off in center, batting second at short, Jim Jarvis. Third, the second baseman, Tommy Troy. Batting fourth, the DH, Jack Brannigan. Fifth at third, Cameron James. Sixth at first, Michael Nell. As the 1-0 is skied away foul. Batting seventh, the catcher, a late replacement for Jimmy Crooks. It's Anthony Frechette. Batting eighth in left field is Devereaux Harrison. And batting ninth in right field, who made that error in the first that allowed Lampe to score, is Cade Kern.
This guy at the plate, Reeves, Tres Gonzalez, flat out rakes. 342 on the season. That's third in the league. You know, getting a tough matchup. Michael Sansone, what he likes to do, fastball, slider. It's a slower slider. You know, curveball, slider. Looks more like a curveball. He calls it a slider. To left-handers, the righty, he goes with the changeup down and away.
2-1. This one is lined right back to Sansone. He makes the catch. Well, we saw something similar earlier this season at Spillane Field when Gordon Graceffa was on the receiving end of a line drive back at him. And tonight here to Sansone, first batter of the game, and you can count that as an L1.
How about that for Sansone, flashing the leather like it's a leather wallet? That was money from the pitcher on the line drive right back at him.
Here is Jim Jarvis, one down here in the bottom of the first inning. The left-handed hitting Jarvis. A slider misses away. Well, we've seen interesting strategies and approaches to how teams line up against Michael Sansone this year, Calvin. We've seen a team like the Chatham Anglers, first the 1-0. Good pitch, fastball called strike there to Jim Jarvis. We've seen a team like the Chatham Anglers stack their lineup with righties, which Michael Sansone goes, okay, I'll just dominate you with my changeup.
Absolutely.
The first two hitters here on Wareham tonight, Tres Gonzalez, Jim Jarvis, lefties. Obviously, Wareham just going with their guys,
Yeah,
I'd assume.
It's hard to keep these two guys out of the lineup.
This one is hit high and deep to right field by Jarvis. Going back is Costello, and that one flies away. Solo shot by Jim Jarvis, and it wasn't a cheapie. And both teams have scored in the first.
You know what, Reeves? There's a lot of good players in this Cape Cod League. You know you always root for the Braves guys. There's a lot of good opposing players, though. Jim Jarvis is personally one of my favorite players to watch on an opposing team. This is a guy who is a scrappy hitter, does what he can to get on base, and can also show off the power. Lucas Costello in right field did not move, and Sansone, who's been so good all season, has now given up 3 runs. 2 of them have been solo homers.
One was to Lyle Miller Green. That was against Chatham. As the right-handed hitting Tommy Troy steps in and sends a ground ball base hit just past the outstretched glove of Tanner Schobel. So back-to-back base hits on 2 pitches. One left the yard, and a single there for Tommy Troy brings up the cleanup hitter, Jack Brannigan. Well, you remove one Alabama hitter from the lineup in Owen Diodati. Well, Jim Jarvis, another Crimson Tide player, makes you pay early.
2 hard-hit balls on back-to-back pitches for Sansone, and quite frankly, the line drive that he caught by Tres Gonzalez off the jump was also hard-hit. So Sansone, in a spot he really hasn't been in this season, getting hit hard early in a game.
Sansone just his 3rd, yes, I said 3rd earned run allowed of the season. In 23 and a third innings of work.
In the first since July 11th.
Unbelievable. Checks on the runner, Troy, and the first pitch misses downstairs to the DH, Jack Brannigan. 1-0 the count. Sansone coming off of back-to-back scoreless outings that each went 5 innings. One was here at Spillane against the Gatemen, and the other one was at Chatham when he made the start. Leading at first is Troy. Sansone delivers fastball cut and a miss there from Brannigan. 1-1.
And that fastball, it's not, breaking the radar gun. It's coming in 86 to 88. But when he sets you up with that changeup, he can get it by you like he just did right there.
All of a sudden, that 87, 88 seems a lot faster than it appears to be.
Absolutely.
1-1. Changeup misses away. 2-1. The count. Well, I think the story for the Wareham Gatemen offense all season that has really plagued them, when you look at this team, they're 4th in total bases, but then you go to runs scored, Wareham is 3rd to last. They're getting on base, and last time we were at Spillane not too long ago, they were number 1 in total bases. So they've dropped in that category a little bit as this one is sent high and deep to left field by Brannigan. Back goes Jump. Jump looks up, and that one's into the bleachers. Brannigan with a 2-run homer. And Sansone already in the first inning has issued the most runs he's allowed in an outing this year.
Wow. All right, we got a game here. So Wareham, no runs scored in 18 innings. I don't know what it was for them this morning, if they woke up and had their cream of wheat or whatever, but they got some pop going. 2 home runs in the first inning. They're here to play. They're not intimidated by Michael Sansone's ERA. hard hit balls in this first inning, and Sansone, who's been special, he's getting roughed up a little bit here in the first.
Yeah, we haven't seen this spectacle yet here from Sansone this season. 3 runs for the Gatemen. They lead it 3-1. In steps the third baseman, Cameron James, swings and misses through a high fastball, 0-1 the count. Well, the Jim Jarvis ball was a no-doubter. That one, off the bat, I thought it was going to be out of here. Going back was jump, and it ended up going into about the second row in the bleachers that stand right behind, just a small gap behind the left field fence.
But now bases are empty, right? 0-2 in the next hitter. Just got to move on to the next guy, right? Calm down, no one on base, go back to work with nobody on, and 1 away in the inning.
0-2 here after a second pitch strike, and that off-speed pitch misses in the dirt. 1-2 the count. Well, this is a Braves offense. We talked about it. They're getting a lot of runners on base, so now here in this game, they're going to need to capitalize on these opportunities when they have chances to score. They did in the first. 1-2. Fastball backs up Cameron James there. Count even at 2-2. Braves in there. Classic road blues, as you all know. Bourne script, red lettering, white trim. Red caps, blue brim, gray pants, and the red piping. 2-2 from Sansone. Swing and a miss. Fastball that got James to go into the attic for strike number 3.
That's the Michael Sansone we know and love right there. Change up, get him on his front foot, blow a fastball by you. He pitches backwards with the best of them. Start with the off speed, get him out with the number 1.
Nice bounce back. AB there for Sansone. And a changeup that gets Michael Nell to swing and miss.
This is a big game for Wareham's playoff hopes. As we know, just a quick peek around the league. Katuitt and Falmouth now tied at 4.
How about that? I mean, it's an interesting scenario that presents itself. That pitch misses in the dirt from Sansone. Count even at a ball and a strike. Katuitt 15-16-1. Falmouth 14-15-2.
It's an interesting race. It's crazy
it
how
really
it
is.
has become.
As that pitch is right at the knees. Good spot there from Sansone, 1-2. But this race, as you mentioned, the most interesting race, I'd say, arguably, in the postseason so far as teams trying to vie for a spot. 1-2. That one bounced over to the sure-handed Tanner Schobel. Gobbles it up and throws over to first for out number 3. But the Gatemen get 3 runs on Michael Sansone in the bottom of the first with 2 long home runs. One from Jim Jarvis, the other from Jack Brannigan as we head to the second with the Gatemen leading by 2. Reeves Jackson, Calvin Christopher back with you. Top of the second inning. Braves send their 6, 7, and 8 hitters to the plate. Knapczyk, Agnos, and Burns. First pitch there from England. The Clemson right-hander misses downstairs 1-0. Well, looking back at last half inning, Calvin, Sansone, a guy who had only given up 2 home runs all year, surrenders 3 in 1 inning. As Knapczyk sends this one to short on the ground. Jarvis fields. High throw, but easy for the tall first baseman Michael Nell, and Knapczyk is retired for the first out.
Yeah, it could be one of those nights, Reeves. You know, the Braves haven't had that many shootouts. The 9-8 win against Falmouth is the one that pops into your head. But 4 runs combined in the first inning. This could be a fun one. We could see some fireworks here at Spillane Field. And granted, if I was a betting man, I would say Michael Sansone, controls himself.
Absolutely.
It has a strong 2 through 4, 2 through 5. But right now, could have the potential to see some runs scored tonight.
You're right about that. First pitch strike on the outer half to Zach Agnos. Good to see him back in there at third base tonight. As Agnos pops this one foul. 0-2. I'd say the problem for Zach this year, other than the fact that he's, obviously, as a lot of players have, inconsistent at-bats, Zach has really found himself in a whole 1-2, 0-2, I feel like, over and over and over again. Part of the reason why he's tied for the team leading strikeouts with 30. He spits on a slider away. It's 1-2.
Absolutely, and that's something that can't happen from time to time. You really, really need to get ahead because the pitchers in this league, for my opinion, have the advantage.
1-2, Agnos sends this one high and deep to center. Gonzalez going back. He's not going to get it. It's going to 3-hop to the wall. Agnos is rounding second, and he's going to come to a slide to put on the brakes and heads back with a dive. It was setting his sights on third, but wisely decides to pull up with a double.
How about that, Reeves? A slide, not to a base, in between 2 bases to stop. That's one way to change direction.
That's how to slam the brakes on right there.
All right, that's one way.
He pulled the parking brake in the middle of driving.
Yeah, he looked like a quarterback out of the pocket, trying to get down and not get hit after picking up a first down. Went into a slide between base paths, and then just went back to second base.
First pitch here to Peter Burns. Well, I think there was no unnecessary roughness on the play either. So
well, rounding second, I thought he was going to put on the carburetor and try to go to third, but he stopped.
I love this. I love this.
And tried to get back to second. I was surprised, but he put the brakes on and got back in there, so now he's in scoring position with 1 away.
First 2 pitches find the zone on the outer half. First a fastball, second a curveball from Mac Anglin. 0-2 the count to Peter Burns. The 8-hole hitter, Lucas Costello, is in the on-deck circle. 0-2. Good pitch, and 3 pitches retires Peter Burns.
Yeah, nothing Peter Burns can do there. I mean, that one was painted on the corner. A perfect pitcher's pitch, and nothing Peter Burns can do except, tip your cap to Anglin and walk back to your bench.
Well, obviously, 3 guys in this Braves lineup as Costello shows bunt, pulls back, breaking ball finds its way in for a strike, that have not been staples in the lineup all season. Costello, the last of them. Obviously, we mentioned Ben Huber, and a great start for him, and Hunter Jump, who had a hard line out to third. Costello still trying to find his rhythm at the plate, as a lot of the new guys are and will do, just part of the league, as he watches a fastball high. But obviously, for the Braves, still some guys that have been staples in the lineup all season, not in the lineup tonight. Dalton Rushing, Josh Moylan, Nick Goodwin, just to name a few. But good to see the Braves start building some more depth again.
Absolutely. And with the postseason right around the corner, it's going to be huge, right? First of all, you want to give the guys who've been playing all season a rest. Second of all, you want to see the new guys what they have, right? Are they going to be a contributor in the playoff run? So it's a win-win tonight for the Braves, especially after you already have the 1 seed locked up in the West.
Costello took the third pitch for a strike, watches that one, a slider miss away for a ball. 2-2 the count, 2 down. Zach Agnos at second after a 1-out double into the deepest part of this ballpark out in straightaway center. 2-2. Breaking ball away, count runs full to Costello.
Really big pitch here, Reeves. 3-2 against the 9-hitter. I'm sure you'd love to have Joe Lampe up with 2 on and 2 away and a chance to drive in a run.
Anglin has been effective with that 2-strike breaking ball, but with 3 balls, we'll see what he comes with. Goes back to the fastball. This one looped over to short. It short hops Jarvis. Has to throw to first, and a good pick over there by Michael. Now, no, it popped out of the glove. Excuse me, and Lucas Costello will be aboard. And now there's some confusion. I think some of the Wareham players thought that the umpire called him out. I believe he did, but then the ball popped out of the glove and he waved it safe. So it'll be a single, or I should say maybe an error over there at first base.
Yeah, it'll be an E3.
Yes, excuse me.
On the first baseman for Wareham, but what a play by Jarvis. Coming in, picked it on 1 hop, made it look really easy. His throw wasn't perfect over there at first base, but it was still a catchable ball. Couldn't control it, and Costello's on first base, so Joe Lampe now does have that opportunity with 2 on and 2 away.
Here's Lampe. First pitch misses high. Well, Obviously, maybe part of the reason why Lampy is still in the leadoff spot is because he had been there while Knapczyk had a bit of an absence from the team, but also part of the reason why Lampy might be back in there. Team leading 19 walks at the leadoff spot, 5 more than any other player on the team. And the 1-0 misses high. Lampy, a keen eye for the ball.
Wow, they're going to give that shortstop they're going to give Jarvis, the shortstop, the error.
Wow. I was thinking E3 or base hit just because it was a tough hop, and wow, I would not have expected E6. Lampy 3-0 count, looking to draw his 20th walk of the season.
This is even big here, 3-0. Definitely a situation where you're going to take this 3-0 pitch, and then Max Anderson, there's not many guys you'd rather have at the plate with bases loaded and 2 outs.
Takes a little off a fastball, and it's right down Broadway, 3-1. Solid crowd here tonight on a Saturday night, last night of July. Here at Spillane Field, 3-1. Good pitch, inner half fastball, 3-2, and Costello will be off with the pitch.
Costello, a guy who can really fly over there at first base, too. So now with him in motion on a full count with 2 away, he could score potentially on a single, depending on where it is.
Outfield shading Lampy a little to the opposite field, and a breaking ball will take care of Joe Lampy. Outer half, and Mac England comes back down 3-0 the count and strikes out Joe Lampy to send us to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the second inning. Sansone back on the bump, 3-1. 3-2-1. The score here as Anthony Frechette, left-handed hitting catcher, leads off. First pitch strike there from Sansone. Beautiful night here in Wareham. As that breaking ball is grounded, a second Knapczyk. Over to Huber, 1 away.
I think it's really important here for Michael Sansone to get a quick inning in the second inning. Get back in the dugout, kind of be a pacifier, calm down. Calm yourself down, get back in the dugout, and try to get the Braves team, some momentum and try to get Sansone's confidence back as he tries to go back out there in the third inning. So one quick out, he's already off to a very good start here. A quick inning in this second inning is crucial for the left-hander.
Here's Devereaux Harrison, listed as a pitcher on the roster for the Gatemen. He's starting tonight in left field.
And this is very interesting. Harrison here, Long Beach State product. Pitcher, you mentioned it, primary pitcher. You know how many at-bats he had this year at Long Beach State?
Let's hear it.
4.
Wow.
0 for 4 in his at-bats at Long Beach State this season, so very interesting to see him in the lineup tonight.
Almost like an Anthony DeFabia situation. DeFabia from Stetson, who got the start at DH and promptly ripped a ground rule double and a single and a sack bunt in that game. This one fouled over the screen for Harrison, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, so obviously the number at bats really doesn't tell us if he can hit or not because DeFabio proved us wrong.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So let's see what Harrison does here. Already worked a 1-1 count.
Might have had some gaudy high school numbers as he cuts through a fastball 1-2.
What's that story? What's that guy's? Was it Todd Peterson from LSU?
Yes, Todd Peterson.
Who said, Coach, I played in high school. I hit in high school. I came up, I don't know if it was a regional game or what, and ripped a double, and he actually didn't have an at-bat in high school. So pitchers can hit, too, sometimes.
Pitchers can hit. He's got to believe. 1-2 is fouled away. Now, Calvin, obviously we were talking a few innings ago about the important matchup over in our Western Division tonight at Gov Fuller Field. Katuitt just took the lead over Falmouth, now 5-4, as the Braves in their last game of the season coming up on Wednesday with an ever so large matchup. As the 1-2 is bounced up the middle, Schobel charges. Nice scoop and the throw over to first. Clean play there by Tanner Schobel. And the middle infielder is busy here tonight for the Braves, 2 away. Obviously the Braves will get to play Falmouth in that last game of the season at Falmouth. And that game, as of now and as of Wednesday, could be uber important for the Commodores.
Yeah, it really could be. We'll see what happens because they're in a home-and-home right now with Katuitt. Now, if the Kettleers sweep that series, obviously they have the keys to the 2 seed. If Falmouth sweeps the division, they have the keys to the 2 seed. But if they split, it's very interesting because Falmouth has 1 point less than Katuitt, but they've also played 1 less game. So by percentage, it's really, really, really tight right now. If one team wins both of those games, obviously they have an obvious leg up, though.
Cade Kern fouls that one off. He fouled off the first pitch. 0-2 the count to Cade Kern, who blasted a 3-run homer back when the Gatemen played at Bourne Park early on in the season. They lost that game by 1 run, although they out-hit the Braves 14-7. Sansona fastball high, 1-2 the count to the 9-hole hitter, Cade Kern, who was red hot to begin the season but has cooled off since. Sansonen is abbreviated windup, now delivers. And a changeup, it looked like. Just getting a piece was Cade Kern.
Yeah, Kern, a guy hitting in the bottom of the order. Batting average just over 210 on the season and 85 ABs. But still as dangerous as anybody in this league. He can get you because the Ohio State product can really hit the ball on the screws.
1-2. Another changeup. Good job by Kern to foul it off. Now, if you're looking at that Falmouth-Katuitt game again tonight, Calvin, would you say that the team who wins tonight makes the postseason, or is it a big-time driver's seat to make the postseason?
Absolutely,
okay.
Because it puts a lot of pressure on the losing team to win tomorrow when they go back to Lowell Park and do it again.
This one is skied away, and as you mentioned, obviously if you sweep that series, if you're either team, well, and you mentioned you got the keys to the kingdom right there for that second playoff
That's
spot.
an instant 2-game lead, right? And they don't play again. The Braves play everyone in the West to close out their season. I'm not sure what Falmouth or Katuitt schedules are, but they have 2 more contests against one another tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, we got Katuitt on Monday, so we play a big role in maybe the destiny and the fate of the Kettleers.
Same can be said about Falmouth, too, because we play them on
Wednesday. You're right about that. Sansone now ready, 1-2. Fastball, and good job here by Kern to really fight, trying to stay alive. As you mentioned, ever so important for Sansone to get a quick 1-2-3 inning. He's got the first 2 guys. This at-bat not going by so quick, but still hoping to get the 3rd out. Defense playing straight up here with 2 down on the right-handed hitting Kern. 1-2, this one skied to the right side of the field. Who wants it? Over is Huber. In comes Costello. It's Costello in fair territory to make the catch. Good 1-2-3 inning, much needed for Michael Sansone as we head to the 3rd in a 3-1 Gatemen lead. Back with you here from Spillane Field, top of the third inning. Reeves Jackson and Calvin Cristoforo. Wareham blasting 2 homers early in the game to take a 3-1 lead. Braves back up 2-3 and 4 as I turn things over to my partner, Calvin Cristoforo.
Well, thanks, Reeves. You mentioned that the Braves in a 3-1 hole here in Wareham. Max Anderson to start things off. He was left on deck when the Braves couldn't do anything with the bases loaded in 2 outs last inning. So Max getting his second opportunity tonight, took strike 3 on a slider outside. First pitch is hit on a line to center field. Going back is Gonzalez, and the left-hander reaches down and makes the grab for out number 1. A loud out, but the Gatemen will take it nonetheless. Max Anderson's retired on 1 pitch.
Well, Gonzalez there, who was tracking back, had his shoulders turned towards the right field side of the field. He then turned around last minute. He did what you're not supposed to do as an outfielder, and he turned his head instead of just turning your body the other way to keep your eye on the ball. He turned around, stuck out his glove, and it was almost like, oh, I caught it.
You know, we call that right there a gritty, not pretty.
Yes.
Out number 1.
Gritty, not pretty.
For Max Anderson as he hit it on a line to center field, but Gonzalez ran it down. So now here's Ben Huber, his second at-bat of the evening, singled off the hands into right on a play that ended up scoring Ben Lampe in the first inning to drive home the Braves' first run. The catcher for Shet having some trouble with his left shin guard, but he's back and ready to go as Huber strides back in. 6'3" right-handed swinging bat, wearing the number 30, hits one on the ground. Jumping is the pitcher England. He can't get it. The second baseman Troy comes in and on the run throws out Huber. So 2 quick outs for the Gatemen here in inning number 3.
Well, Mac England pretty tall at 6'4", had a chance to go up there and get that ball, but was too high for him. But a nice job there by Tommy Troy, who made a nice throw across the body. But I really liked what I've seen so far from Ben Huber. He's putting good swings on the ball. He's been patient when he's needed to be, so really like that. And obviously a lot of faith to insert him into the 3 spot.
Absolutely, but you look at this inning now, the Braves quickly with 2 outs, Anderson on 1 pitch, Huber on 2. So now here comes the Bravos shortstop, Tanner Schobel. Also took strike 3 on a slider back in the first. England from the windup delivers a heater. It's by him. So now Schobel quickly in an 0-2 count, and this would be a third inning that goes by in a flash for Wareham. Schobel digs in the right-hander's batter's box. Shin guard on his left leg. The pitch is hit on the ground, but the shortstop Jarvis is there, scoops it up, and makes the easy toss over to first. Tanner Schobel's down 6-3, and in a flash, the Gatemen are out of the inning. We've played 2.5 from Spillane Field. The Gatemen getting their third chances with the bats on the other side, leading 3-1. After the Braves went down in an eyelash in the top of the third, now it's Wareham's time with the sticks for the third time this evening. Michael Sansone out on the mound for his third inning of work, and it's the top of the order for Wareham. Trez Gonzalez, Jim Jarvis, and Tommy Troy to once again face the left-hander.
Yeah, I believe that's actually the 3 outs that were recorded last inning. Gonzalez, then Jarvis, then Troy.
Funny how baseball works sometimes.
Right?
As Trez Gonzalez, the number 3 leader in batting average in the Cape this summer, takes a fastball for strike number 1. Gonzalez rocking the tweener socks in the left-handed batter's box. Elbow guard on his right elbow. Lefty on lefty matchup. Sansone kicks and fires, and Gonzalez skies one out of play. So quickly strike 2 on the Georgia Tech product playing tonight in center field, making that acrobatic catch in the top of the 3rd inning.
Calvin, we getting a ball tonight in the Shark Cage? We getting a foul ball away? Nick Galley was almost killed by a foul ball last game. Time here.
We might get one our way, but it'd be hard to get one to us.
Trajectory-wise, perfectly honest. Yeah, you're right.
0-2 pitch from Sansone. It's a breaking ball, and it just misses the outside part of the plate.
I was ready to do my classic air ring up that I always pull up here in the booth, but to no avail.
Sansone looking to keep Gonzalez off base for the 2nd time tonight, lined out right back to him in the 1st. The lefty's ready, kicks and delivers. A fastball misses outside. So Gonzalez, who fell down quickly 0-2, has worked it back to 2-2 with nobody out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. His team leading 3-1. The lefty Sansone from the mound. His pitch comes upstairs, and it hits Gonzalez on the left ear flap of his helmet. So the Georgia Tech product gets on base, might have some pain, but he'll take the bag as he walks down to first. So the Gatemen leadoff hitter is on for Jim Jarvis, who got into one, to say the least, last at-bat.
Yeah, he sure did. He absolutely smoked the first run of the game for the Gatemen. A no doubt at right. You mentioned that Costello didn't even pay it any mind, and that's how far the ball went. Onto the, I believe, soccer field over there?
So I think it's a soccer field, practice football field, maybe one and the same.
There you go.
Here at Spillane Field on the campus of Wareham High School. The Gatemen with a 3-1 lead as we play in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Michael Sansone on the mound. Tres Gonzalez, after taking a hit by pitch, leads off first base. Sansone takes a peek on Gonzalez once again, who head first slides safely back into first.
Well, Sansone, ever since the 2nd home run by Jack Brannigan, other than that hit by pitch, has been perfect. He struck out James and got a ground out of Nell to end that first, then went 1-2-3 in the 2nd, and had 2 strikes on Gonzalez before hitting him.
Finally delivers to the plate, and an off-speed pitch catches the zone for strike number 1 on Jim Jarvis, the sure-handed shortstop, scrappy hitter from the left side. Already has gone deep tonight against Sansone. The Fairfield product on the mound, kicks and delivers another hard hit ball. This one quickly into right field. Joe Lampe, actually Lucas Costello out there in right, fields it on the ground ball. Gonzalez will stop at second. Jarvis to first, and the Gatemen have something cooking again against Michael Sansone in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, don't know what it is today. Don't know if Sansone is just leaving these pitches out over the plate too much. Usually we could see a little better if we were at another road setup. We love the setup here. Cool angle, just hard to see where these pitches are in terms of whether they're middle or middle away. And if these hitters are just going with, obviously that was a lefty, so it might have been middle in there, but don't know exactly if Sansone's just leaving it out over the plate too much.
Sansone has worked himself into a bit of a mess here in the 2nd inning. 2 on and nobody away. The first pitch to the second baseman, Troy, is in there for strike number 1.
I don't know, sometimes you have your pitches on, sometimes you don't. Sansone has not gotten a lot of swings and misses on that changeup tonight. A lot of foul balls, a lot of pitches spoiled away, where usually he's getting a lot of swing and misses. So it's something to keep an eye on for the remainder of the game.
1-0 pitch is tapped to the third baseman, Agnos, who fields it. Underhand flip to Knapczyk, who's covering the bag at second. Thought about going over to first base, but puts it in his pocket. So it's a 5-4 putout on a fielder's choice. And out number 1 in the inning. The double play, though, still in play as Jack Brannigan steps to the dish for his second AB.
Yeah, great play there by Zach Agnos. He went all the way as far as he could to the left with the outstretched glove. And then his momentum, before stumbling almost, carried him into the, backhanded toss over to the second baseman, Knapczyk.
Yeah.
And got him by about a step and a half.
Derek Jeter-esque on that epic play.
Versus the A's.
Against the Oakland A's. The famous Derek Jeter moment. Now Michael Sansone, runners on first and third. 1 out in the 3rd inning. The Braves trailing Wareham 3-1. Kicks and delivers and puts a fastball by Jack Brannigan, who delivered one into the first row of the football bleachers right over the green tarped left field fence here at Spillane Field.
Something you got to be careful about. Double play is in order, but Tommy Troy, who's aboard on that fielder's choice, leads the team with 9 swipes.
Interesting. It's tougher against the left-hander Sansone, but let's see if he's active. Bluffs the steal that time as Brannigan lifts one foul off the fence in right field and into right field as Lucas Costello has to come over and throw it into the Wareham bullpen.
But on the same token, he's been caught stealing 5 times, so
Okay.
9 for 14.
Not a great percentage.
No, at least in the sample size that he has.
Yes. The Stanford product leading off of first base. Let's see if he gets active here with a 0-2 count on the batter, Jack Brannigan. 1 out in the bottom of the third. Sansone takes a peek over at him, and Brannigan is... the runner, is back in safely with a head-first slot.
Speed on the bases here. Obviously, you got Troy at first. Tres Gonzalez over at third. Second on the team in steals. Obviously, he can book it out there in center field. That's why he's out there, so something to keep in mind.
Both leading off their respective bases. The 0-2 pitch coming to Brannigan. In the dirt, good block there by Peter Burns behind the plate to keep the runners at bay. It's ball 1 on the batter, Jack Brannigan, looking to deliver some more damage. Already 2 RBIs on the evening, giving the Gatemen a 3-1 lead in the first. That still stands as we play in the bottom of the third. Has his hands low in the back of the right-handed batter's box, right on top of home plate. The lefty Sansone delivers another pitch in the dirt and another block by Peter Burns behind the plate.
Yeah, this is a Wareham offense. I mean, we talked about their problem with leaving runners on base throughout the course of the season. I feel like the Braves at times have been excellent at driving runners in and then go into a bit of a slump. But Wareham all season, it's been a struggle to get runners in, especially trying to manufacture runs. They can do it via the long ball, but in times like this is where they've struggled.
I'm sure the Braves would love to get a ground ball here. The 2-2 pitch is hit on the ground to Agnos at third, on to Knapczyk at second, on to first base, but not in time as Brannigan too fast down the line. Tres Gonzalez crosses home plate, and it's a 4-1 Wareham lead in the bottom of the third inning.
Just a slight, the ever so slightest of double clutches there by Zach Agnos, and you see him, he's barking to himself over there at third base. He realizes maybe if he had gotten that throw out in one clean swoop, could have gotten it over to first about a step or half a step quicker.
So Tommy Troy, who hit into a 5-4, is retired 5-4, and Jack Brannigan picks up an RBI on the fielder's choice, now leading off of first base. The new batter is James, the third baseman, who struck out swinging back in the first inning. Watches ball 1 fall down low in his second AB against Sansone.
Well, obviously, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast. You mentioned it. 2 consecutive shutouts here at Spillane for the Braves.
Yep.
So seeing 4 runs for Wareham on the board in just the third, something we're not used to seeing.
Cameron James takes a big swing and a miss at the 1-0 pitch and delivers it straight back to the backstop. On the season for James, 8 for 48, so it's been a struggle for the third baseman. Just a 166 clip on the year. Seeing Sansone for the second time tonight. The righty takes another swing and can't get any of this one. So the count goes to 1-2, and it might feel like a win for Michael Sansone to come out of this inning only allowing a single run.
Yeah, absolutely. It has to. You know, it's all about limiting the damage. Braves offense will get back up, but they need to score here soon because Wareham's swinging the sticks tonight.
Big pitch here, 1-2. Brannigan leads off of first base. The batter, James, is ready. Sansone kicks and fires a fastball that gets by him, and James goes down swinging for out number 3. So Sansone gets out of a little bit of a jam. The Gatemen do scratch 1 run across home plate. We're headed to the 4th inning. It's Wareham 4 and the Braves 1. England on for his fourth inning of work, now with a 3-1 cushion. The Gatemen leading over Bourne 4-1 as we play the top of the fourth. Hunter jumped to start things off for the Braves, still looking for his first hit in the CCBL. Christian Knapczyk after him, and then Zach Agnos due up third. First pitch swinging by jump is tapped to the second baseman Troy, but he fields it on 3 hops and makes the easy toss over to Nell. So another quick out for the Braves, and it seemed like their third inning went by real fast, and now 1 pitch, 1 out here in the fourth.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just trying to, ambush a fastball and trying to get a leadoff runner aboard, and when you get out and then the next hitter does the same thing, well, then you have 2 outs all of a sudden, and then the inning just goes by extremely fast. I was talking to Joe last night, Joe Lampe, that is, about how he feels about having Hunter jump as the breaking ball finds its way in for a strike, and he was like, you know what, I was kind of impressed with his first 9 of ABs. He came into the team dry from the offseason, and he really hung well on his first night, so expecting big things from Jump.
Yeah, put right in the order, 5th, back in there tonight. But he's gotten out twice, and now he gives way to Christian Knapczyk, who finds himself in a 1-1 count. Knapczyk, the lefty, watches a fastball go down and in for ball number 2. England's been very successful. He's filled up the strike zone. 39 strikes compared to just 17 balls. The righty working with pace, too, but he's behind Christian Knapczyk, a very dangerous Braves hitter, 3-1. Let's see if Christian can get back to hitting those doubles. He seemed like he had a double a night for some points in the season. The 3-1 pitch is hit hard, up the middle, a base hit. Past the diving second baseman Troy and into center field. So Christian's on first base. The Braves get a runner on for the first time since the second inning, and here comes Zach Agnos, who torched a double to center field his last time up.
Well, Zach, who had that triple in Orleans to one of the deepest part of the parks, I'd say maybe outside of Orleans' 434, Calvin. Left center, it's kind of straightaway center, but kind of, I guess, left center. That's maybe the second deepest part of any park here in the CCBL.
Center field at Doran, though, is
you're
pretty
right. Yeah,
far.
395.
That's a far 395.
You're right.
Zach takes a first pitch breaking ball outside, but gets the zone.
Yeah, we almost saw Max go over that 395 sign, a little to the left of it, but
Yeah.
Spencer Jones made an outstanding
catch. There's no other way to put it, robbing Anderson of a would-be home run. As now Zach, a big swing and a miss, and like you mentioned, it's kind of becoming a trend, him falling behind in counts. He's quickly down 0-2 here against England.
Now, obviously, it boded well for Zach the last time he had 2 strikes. Had that big double to center, hoping he can do the same here.
Mac England looking for his 5th strikeout of the night. Delivers. Agnos hits it up the middle to Jarvis. Underhand toss to the second baseman, and on to first for the double play. That is the worst-case situation for the Braves because in 1 pitch, Mac England is out of it. Zach Agnos goes 6-for-3, and the Gatemen with another quick defensive inning. They are playing well. They lead the Braves 4-1 as we head to the bottom half of inning number 4. After just 3 innings, Michael Sansone's evening is done. His shortest appearance of the season. He gives way to Cole Chudoba, who will come in the 4th and face 6, 7, 8 in the Wareham lineup. Nell, Frechette, and Harrison. Cole Chudoba on the year, a primary reliever, but has pitched excellent in that role.
Yeah, he's been fantastic all season long. 2-0 at 2.54 ERA, 15 strikeouts compared to just 2 walks. And for Chudoba, 5 earned runs on the season, all 5 of those coming in his last 2 outings, so look at a bounce back here today. He had a pretty good solid outing, actually a really solid outing last time at Chatham. 3 2/3, came 1 hitter away from finishing that game before Cafaro got the save.
Pitching with his baby blue glove from Assumption College, obviously transferring to UConn in the fall, but still rocking his Greyhound gear as he's facing Michael Nell, who went grounding out to Tanner Schobel at shortstop to end the 1st inning. Chudoba misses inside, so the count goes to 2-1 on the first baseman, Nell. Nell, a white Evo Shield elbow guard, a black Evo Shield shin guard. The right-handed hitter takes a big swing and a miss, and the count will even at 2-2. Sun setting here in Wareham, a 6:45 first pitch, so just an hour in at 7:45. The sun certainly starting to set here across the bridge. Chudoba working from the windup. Kicks and fires, and a fastball. Peter Burns thought it might have clipped the zone, but it misses up and in. So the count has run full on Cole Chudoba's first batter. The first baseman, Nell, making his first start of the season for Wareham. Full count pitch is hit off the end of the bat. It's going to be a tough play for Zach Agnos. He's coming on, throwing on the run, but his throw is too high. It pulls the first baseman, Hubert, off the bag, so it most likely will be called an infield single for Michael Nell, who's going to pick up his first knock in a Gatemen uniform.
Yeah, just obviously, you mentioned end of the bat. Very softly hit ground ball. Agnos did all he could to charge that and tried to make the throw across his body, but I think even with a good throw, maybe it would have been safe over at first.
So now here's the left-handed catcher, Anthony Frechette, digging in. First time he'll be seeing Chudoba. First pitch, fouled off. Frechette has the old-timey player look going. No bat tape on the bat, just pine tar. No batting gloves, just wrist tape. Is rocking a pretty hefty elbow guard to protect that right side front elbow. Hands held low, standing in the back of the batter's box with his maroon helmet.
Yeah, usually those are the elbow guards of guys that I think should be hitting, what, 25, 30 homers a year?
Looks like Justin Bohr a little bit.
Yes,
Remember him
oh
from
my
the Miami
goodness.
Marlins.
Yes, indeed.
His success in the NL East as the pitch is hit sharply to the shortstop, Schobel. He has to go down to the ground, scoops it with his glove to Knapczyk at second, who scoops it up in his right hand. The out is made 6-4. No double play turn, but still an impressive play by the shortstop, Schobel.
Tanner Schobel, you can't say enough good things about him over at shortstop and just the middle infield in general. What an incredible diving stop over the middle and just the glove flip over to Knapczyk just to get the runner at second in Michael Nell. Much unit out there for Cole Chudoba.
If you're still keeping an eye on the scores around the region, couple of interesting things. The Brewster Whitecaps in the East have taken an 8-4 lead over Harwich, and the Katuitt Cavaliers have blown it open. They now lead 10-4.
Wow.
At Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth over the Commodores. That one in the top of the 6th inning.
They're hot. The Cavaliers are hot right now. Calvin, I asked Daniel this question last night. I don't know if you know this. I'll let you describe the 0-1 pitch first.
Chudoba kicks and fires. An off-speed pitch catches Harrison off his front foot for strike 2.
If you had to guess the record between Brewster and Harwich this year, this is their 4th game in the season tonight. 1 was canceled. They have 1 remaining. So 3 games have played. What's the record for Brewster and Harwich this year?
I'm going to go on a limb here because you're asking me this question. I think Harwich has won all the games.
Brewster, 3-0.
Okay. I knew it was one of those.
Yeah, Daniel said just the same thing as you. And I was like, kind of surprising.
And it looks like the Mariners, that game is over. So the Whitecaps have made
Okay. Yep.
4 straight.
Sure is, one final.
And they put a stamp on what they believe is a division title in the East Division for the Brewster Whitecaps. The Braves have already locked up the West. but trailing to Wareham 4-1 tonight at Spillane Field as Coach Udoba's 1-2 pitch misses up and away for ball 2.
So at least for another day, for the time being, with no win for Harwich, it does keep YD alive, especially with them winning by 10 over Hyannis.
The Red Sox topping the Hawks 12-2, that game at Red Wilson Field. 2-2 count to the 8-hitter Devereaux Harrison. Grounded out to the shortstop Schobel in the second. Hits one on the ground to Schobel once again. This could be 2. Quickly on a nap check on to first, and the Braves do turn a double play. 6-4-3 to retire the side here in the 4th. Coach Udoba's first inning out of the pen is scoreless. We've played 4 full innings here from Spillane Field. The Gatemen still on top of the Braves, 4-1.
Reeves Jackson and Calvin Cristoforo back with you here, top of the 5th inning from Spillane Field. And as we get set for the Braves to come back up, on behalf of the Bourne Braves and the Wareham Gatemen, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod, Badger Sport 47 brand, Cape Cod 5 Cent Saving Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Mary's, Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray. And the rest of our sponsors, a big thank you here from the Bourne Braves and the entire CCBL in 2021. Well, the Braves will send 8-9-1 to the plate. That starts with Peter Burns, who watches a breaking ball crossover for strike number 1.
I've said it before, I've said it again, Reeves. No one does an ad read like Reeves Jackson.
Oh, my goodness. Calvin Cristoforo, that is too nice. Too nice. As that one is ripped. Oh, my goodness. Home plate umpire who stumbled after taking a foul ball directly off the mask. That is a scary sight to see. He's now down to a knee. Oh, my goodness. He stumbled and trembled back a little bit after Burns smacked him. I don't know if that got any part of Frechette. His crewmates checking on him behind the plate and hoping that our home plate umpire here tonight is going to be fine.
You hope so, but I agree with you. I'm not sure if it got any part of Frechette. Peter Burns took a big swing and a miss at an 0-1 fastball and hit it hard, straight back. I'm not sure if the home plate umpire is going to stay in this game.
I was
Looks like
just
the
about
first
to.
base
Yeah.
ump is running over behind the Gateman dugout, most likely to put his gear on.
No, I was just about to say the exact same thing, Calvin. Absolutely. It's what it appears like right now. The trainer for the Wareham Gatemen is checking on our home plate umpire, likely going through some concussion protocol questions, and still down on a knee. It was just a scary sight here. Was hitting the mask and then stumbled back before going to a knee and taking the mask off.
The Wareham trainer already out there. Now the Braves trainer out there to assist, still on one knee.
Yeah, we'll take a quick break here at Spillane Field, and we'll be right back here. You're watching the Bourne Braves audio live stream. Back with you here from Spillane Field, and an update on the situation with our home plate umpire here tonight. He will be removed from the game as far as after the concussion protocols have gone, and after the trainer spent some time with him, obviously was in a position and situation where the tests and his state of well-being not in a situation to continue umpiring in this game. So one of the field umpires is currently putting on the gear behind the plate, will be our home plate umpire. That is the current update we have for you. We'll be back on the air, Reeves Jackson and Calvin Cristoforo, when the game has resumed, right here from Spillane Field on the Bourne Braves audio live stream. Back with you here from Spillane Field, where One of the field umpires has put on the gear, and we are about ready to go. Obviously a scary situation for our former home plate umpire, who has to leave with what we are calling concussion protocol, and it'll be an 0-2 count here on Peter Burns as Mac Anglin still on the mound. Through some warm-up tosses during the quick delay. 0-2. That's of the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, we send our best wishes to the umpire and hope that everything is all right. Obviously a scary situation. Never want to see that here in the game of baseball to anybody, especially the umpires, of course. As 2 in a row have missed downstairs to Anglin. Is there any chance maybe that the quick delay has thrown Anglin off at all?
Yeah, maybe could have. The more important difference in this game now,
as Peter Burns goes down swinging on a fastball, strike 3,
is that there's 2 umpires. 2 field umpires is big. MLB, they have 3 in the infield, 2 in the outfield. In the Cape, they have 3 in total. 1 goes down, so now you get 2 umpires in total, the home plate ump and the field ump. So a lot is going to be on their plate for the rest of these 5 innings, to call most accurate. They're not going to have the best angles on every play. They're just not.
That is quite true. Fastball misses low here to Lucas Costello. Obviously, maybe some plays in the infield. Obviously, the field umpire, but the home plate umpire might have to step in and use his best judgment. As Costello can't check his swing, he goes around on a fastball.
And luckily, right, the first base umpire was able to make that call.
Exactly.
As a right-handed hitter, that's a left-handed bat.
Yeah.
You don't have the angle to see if he checked or not.
Yeah, it's got to be at the home plate umpire's discretion.
Yeah.
As the 1-1 fastball catches the outer half. Good pitch there from Anglin. And he's ahead here of Costello, 1-2. 1-2, fastball rings up Costello, outer half. He goes down on strikes after reaching on an E6 his first time. And ever since that first inning, the Braves' bats have been awfully quiet. As we're going to see a pitching change. Mac Anglin getting the hook, as we will stay here with you from Spillane Field. And what do you make of the pitching change here after Anglin just struck out the first 2 of the inning?
Well, it's interesting. You get the long break because the umpire has to take his time getting off the field. The new umpire has to come on. And obviously this was part of the plan. For Wareham, mission complete, mission success. It seemed like now it's pretty clear Mac Anglin was getting 2 times around the order. Regardless of the situation, right? Joe Lampe comes up for the 3rd time, his night's done. So they go to the bullpen, they stick to their plan, they stick to their guns, and we're going to have 2 sizable breaks here in the top half of the 5th inning. The umpire getting set up, and now the pitching change here from Wareham.
Well, obviously, no one really happier than the Bourne Braves to see Anglin exit. Obviously,
yeah, no, he was great. He was really, really good tonight.
He was fantastic. Obviously, the Braves in the top of the 1st inning, Joe Lampe had that leadoff single that blooped into right field. And then, obviously, once Lampe advanced to second base, Ben Huber obviously had that single into right field. Lampe, who advanced to second on the pass ball from Frechette, ended up coming home after an error in right field by Cade Kern. And ever since that, the Braves have had 1 hit since that first inning. 3 on the game. It was a double by Zach Agnos. Costello reached on an E6. And then in the 3rd, the Braves went in order. In the 4th, the Braves went in order. A single to right by, a single up the middle by Knapczyk. 4 hits for the Braves, excuse me. But then here in this 5th inning thus far, 2 consecutive strikeouts for Peter Burns and Lucas Costello.
The new pitcher for Wareham is Christian Rubik, the right-hander from the University of Oklahoma, a teammate in the pitching staff with Jake Bennett, Braves left-hander. And it's been a struggle for Rubik this season. First 2 outings of the year were scoreless, but hasn't had a scoreless appearance in over a month. Last time out, got the loss in Chatham. 2 innings pitched, 3 runs all earned. So he's given up a run in 6 straight appearances. The right-hander who is 0-2 on the year with a 4.1 ERA. So this is an opportunity here that the Braves have to take advantage of a guy who's still trying to find his footing. Even late in the season, has struggled as of late. So let's see if the Braves can jump on Rubik, get some runs together. They've been getting hits, right? The 8 hits last night. It's stringing those hits together and hitting guys in with runners in scoring position. I would like to see 3 hits in a row, 2 hits in a row, something back to back to get the line moving. Get the line moving. Get it to the next guy in the order. That should be your objective. Every time you're at the plate, get it to the next guy.
First pitch to Joe Lampe from Rubik. A fastball that misses away. 1-0, working quickly. It is Rubik as the second one misses a little wider than the first one. 2-0 the count. Rubik on the season, 16 strikeouts compared to 8 walks. He had a season-high 3 walks in his last outing, an outing in which he gave up 3 earned runs on 3 hits and a 10-5 loss to Chatham. Finds his zone with the fastball there. 2-1 the count to Lampe. It's 4-1 Wareham here in the top of the 5th inning. Fastball misses low and away. It was close. 3-1 the count. The Braves got a run in the top of the first. Wareham responded with 3 of their own in the bottom half with 2 homers and scored 1 in their half of the third. As Lampe sends this pitch over the screen. 3-2 the count. Second consecutive full count that Lampe has faced. The last time he struck out looking on a breaking ball from Englund. Rubik ready. The payoff pitch is outside, ball 4. The Braves, who have enjoyed 2-out magic a few times this season, will look to do the same here with the speedy Lampe aboard.
Yeah, and Joe Lampe at the top of this order, we mentioned it earlier, such good at-bats. His now 20th walk of the season. Get the line to the next guy. And now a guy like Max Anderson is someone who can put the ball somewhere for Joe Lampe to score from first base because he no doubt has the speed to.
Huge jump for Lampe. On to second he goes, and he's going to slide in safely. Joe, who was basically teasing Rubik over there for a minute, and then went to second. Play was a little closer than I believe myself or Lampe anticipated, but he got in ahead of the throw from Frechette. So now the Braves, with Lampe's speed and his 6th stolen base of the year, which is now the team lead, have a chance to score their second run.
It's one of the situations where Frechette, the catcher, had no shot, 100% stolen on the pitcher Rubik, who gives up a walk out of the bullpen, now a stolen base. So Max Anderson, who's 0 for 2 in the night, hit it really hard last time with an opportunity to pick up a 2-out RBI.
Breaking ball that Anderson went around on, obviously. This is the situation you talked about. The umpire here, you don't have another umpire on the right side of the diamond, so
Yep.
It's the home plate umpire's discretion. I do believe he made the right call there. I did think Max went around. But regardless, home plate umpire had to make the call. Count is 0-2. Rubik delivers. Breaking ball, and Anderson swings and misses for strike 3. He goes down on 3 pitches. Braves get a runner to second, but strand him there as we head to the home 5th with the Wareham Gatemen leading 4-1. Cole Chidoma back on here for his second inning of work. Trying to keep the Gatemen bats at bay.
And it feels like forever since he was last on the mound. I'm sure he feels it too. The umpire situation, that was a long break. The pitching change, that was a long break. That was a long, real-time duration-wise, a very, very long top of the 5th inning. So Cole's got to get back after being cold and lock back in and try to keep the Braves in this game.
First pitch misses away to the 9-hole hitter, Cade Kern. 9-1-2 for Wareham. Cade Kern, Tres Gonzalez, and Jim Jarvis. Excuse me. Thank you, Nick Galley, who points out that it's Owen Diodati who has came in and pinch hit for Cade Kern. Thank you, Nick.
Well,
And
that was-
Diodati skies that one
That
away.
was short-lived.
That
Not
was
seeing
short-lived.
Diodati was a shock to all of us when he showed up to the ballpark and didn't see his name in the lineup. I don't know why Cade Kern is pulled. I don't know if he had an injury issue or what, but the Wareham leader in RBIs now with a chance at the bottom of the order.
As that one misses down and away, potentially a situation maybe even where they wanted to get the righty Cade Kern against the lefty Sansone and play the matchup, and then when Chidoba came in, they were planning on getting Diodati in potentially, but obviously you don't really sit your best player at the plate and then have him come into the game for that reason.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure if that's the call.
Diodati bounces it back to Chidoba, and he will run it over to first and toss it over to Huber underhanded for out number 1. Good start for Chidoba here in the home 5th. As Tres Gonzalez digs in. Well, now this inning it'll be back-to-back lefties. Diodati, Tres Gonzalez, Jim Jarvis. 2 SEC and an ACC foe against the future UConn right-hander Chidoba. First pitch to Gonzalez, misses downstairs, 1-0. Chidoba just misses inside with a fastball right there. 2-0 the count to Gonzalez. He lined out to Sansone in his first plate appearance. That was a rocket to start the game that Sansone snagged. He was then hit by a pitch in that left ear flap and scored later on a fielder's choice as he fouls that one off of the equipment of Peter Burns. And Chidoba back here in the count now at 2-1.
Yeah, Cole's looked good out of the bullpen in his first inning of third of work. Early in the season, his first 11 innings were scoreless, and then he got roughed up a bit a couple weeks ago in that 9-8 win against Falmouth. Came in through 3 innings, gave up 5 runs. 4 of them were earned. Bounced back a little bit, gave up 1 run on last Sunday in that 2-1 win against Chatham. And tonight, inning in a third scoreless. He's a big guy. You'd love to have pitching in tip-top shape when you make the turn for the postseason.
This is down and into Gonzalez, who back steps from the plate. 3-1 the count. Obviously, Calvin, we've loved talking about this primarily on our rain delay talk. We've even touched on it the few times I've filled in on before the Bravos.
Nothing like rain delay talk.
Nothing like rain delay
nothing
talk.
like
It
rain
really
delay
isn't. 3-1 popped up. Shallow left. Out goes Schobel. In comes the center fielder, Lampe, who comes to a slide on the knees and makes a nice catch for the second consecutive night in similar fashion.
Joe Lampe's just so smooth out there in center field. We mentioned his speed. Now with Braylon Wimmer gone, it's no question who the fastest guy in the team is. It's the center fielder that wears number 4. Covers so much ground, and when he goes in for a dive like that, he just has so much confidence. Makes it look so easy. Calls off Tanner Schobel, flies in, and makes a beautiful sliding catch.
And a bunt here by Jim Jarvis. It's called foul at the plate. It was awfully close to being a fair ball right in front of the plate, but the home plate umpire deems it foul.
Did it hit the plate, or did it hit his bat twice? I thought he bunted it. It bounced, hit his bat again as he was trying to drop it.
Interesting. Now, if that hits the bat twice, then it can still be.
It's a foul ball.
It's a foul ball.
It's foul
Okay.
ball. Yeah, it's
Okay.
foul ball. Yeah, it's foul ball.
I guess I'm thinking of the extremely, extremely rare times that you slow it down in slow-mo.
No, I mean,
In the
obviously,
MLB, when you hit it
can't-
twice, but obviously you can't tell
can't
that
tell
if you're the
that
umpire.
in real time. So
That just suddenly came to my head, but obviously you're right. If it hits the bat twice on a bunt, obviously found 0-2 from Chidoba. This one lifted up in the infield. Who wants it? Schobel or Agnos? Sack calls him off and makes the catch in the infield dirt. As Chidoba sets down the Wareham Gatemen in order 1, 2, 3 as we head to the 6th. Braves looking to get some runs. They trail by 3. Ben Huber gets things started here for the Braves. In the top of the 6th against Christian Rubik, and a first pitch fastball in there to Huber for strike number 1.
I like what I've seen from Huber so far, getting the start in the 3-hole, had that single he punched through the right side, tap back to the pitcher.
Big cut and miss there, 0-2.
He's got a great hitter's look. He's got a great hitter's swing. I think he's going to be a guy that's going to be looked at as a great late-season addition to this Braves lineup.
0-2, he watches that miss downstairs. Rubik, who was very effective at the beginning of the season, has struggled a bit here towards the middle and the tail end. As that slider just missed a hair outside. Good eye there by Ben Huber. For Rubik on the season, has given up an earned run in every outing other than 2. Those are the first two of the year. Yeah,
been over a month since he has had a clean outing.
2-2 here. Swing and a miss. And obviously Huber was not expecting fastball there. Extremely late on that pitch, and Rubik sits down the Braves 3-hole hitter via strikes, as that'll bring up the 4-hole hitter, Tanner Schobel.
That was kind of one of those pitches where Huber's up there probably anticipating off speed, and by the time he realized it was a fastball, he was in the catcher's mitt.
Breaking ball, Schobel watches miss down and away. Approaching 8:30 here from Spillane Field, obviously off the Cape in Wareham. 1-0. And Schobel, soft pop-up, foul territory over the first baseman, Michael Nell, will make the play and make the catch for out number 2. As Braves offense just struggling to get things going here.
And it seems like more often than not, it's been rapid pace out. The first guy gets out, and it's just 1 or 2 pitches to the next guy, and you look up on the scoreboard, you're like, wow, the Braves just got into the dugout, and they already have 2 runs.
Yeah.
Two outs.
Yeah, credit Wareham's pitching staff. They're throwing strikes. They're getting ahead of hitters, obviously. As Jump takes the first pitch for a ball. Obviously, you don't want to be finding yourself down 0-2, but at the same time, you don't want to be hitting into outs 1, 2, 3 and letting Wareham's pitching staff escape with 8, 9, 10, 11 pitch innings.
And that's something that the Braves pitching staff has been so effective in, getting ahead of guys. But Wareham taking a page out of the Bravos playbook. Look, the Braves have shut him out the last 2 times they were here.
As a foul ball actually just landed up here in the Braves broadcast booth.
It bounced off the tar.
As this one is lined over top of the grandstands on the third base side. As Nick Galley retrieves the baseball.
It landed at her foot. It bounced on the tar, bounced off the building behind us.
My goodness, I looked over and there's a baseball flying at me. 1-2 to jump. He fouls that one back. As Nick Galley, look at that. What a guy. Man of the people.
Don't give him too much credit, though, but he made a nice gesture.
He made a nice gesture. Can't give him too much credit, though. He was forced into it. 1-2, and Jump watches that one miss away. And the count runs even here. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Let's see Ben Jump. Let's see if he can get going here. 0 for 5 in his first 5 at-bats in a Braves uniform.
2-2. That's a breaking ball called strike 3. And how about the Wareham Gatemen pitching staff silencing the Braves' bats as we head to the home 6th. Tommy Troy gets us started here. Bottom of the 6th inning as Cole Chidoba just finished off the Gatemen in a 1-2-3 inning the last time he was on the mound for these Braves. And as the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, heart of the order for Wareham, due up. First pitch breaking ball called strike on the outer half there to Tommy Troy. Zach Agnos playing in on the grass, anticipating a bunt from the always speedy Troy. Agnos now backs up after no show.
Cole Chidoba's done a great job here in 2 innings out of the bullpen, calming things down here. A Wareham lineup that, touched up Michael Sansone a little bit. 4 earned runs in 3 innings of work for Sansone. Out of character for him, but Cole Chidoba has come in and put a plug in this Wareham offensive attack.
Nice breaking ball there from Chidoba, 1-2. Obviously, we talked about it. More runs in this outing for Sansone than he has surrendered all season coming into today's game. So, as you mentioned, out of character for Sansone, but hey, you'd rather get it out now before postseason play, right?
Absolutely. You feel like there's always one bad outing in a pitcher's system, and luckily it came in not postseason play.
A broken bat that was heading right towards Chidoba. He dodges the bat, gets the ball on the chopper hit right back to him, and makes the toss over to first base as Tanner Schobel offers him the souvenir. Zach Agnos gives him a hug.
I think it clipped him a little bit. I think the bat might have scratched his ankle coming off, so I think it got him a little bit. He's walking around a little bit of a pain.
You're right, it did.
Yeah.
It did get him.
Harvey Shapiro, the trainer, coming out there, I think it got him in the leg a little bit, but great job for him. You wouldn't have known it if you just watched that play.
No, not at all.
Fielded it smoothly, made a strong throw over to first.
Our trainer Aaron's going to check on Cole, and Harvey Shapiro also out. Infield is gathered at the pitcher's mound with the home plate umpire. They'll talk things over with Cole, who I believe he said he's good to go.
Yeah, I think he was pointing to the top of his toes. Might have hit off his toes, pointing to the top of his cleat, but he looks good to go. He's going to stay in the game. Let's see if he throws some warm-up pitches.
Well, that was a sharp piece of lumber that was flying back at him.
Yeah.
That splintered perfectly and just flew right back at him. I don't know how. I mean, obviously I never played infield in my life, but the way that these infielders in this scenario, Chidoba, have been able to dodge bats when the ball is coming at them thus far this season, quite impressive as Brannigan steps in.
You know what they say, Reeves, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a broken bat. So,
yes. That's actually an exact quote, too. Verbatim. First strike to Jack Brannigan. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good pitch right there. Believe it was a changeup diving downstairs to Brannigan. Chidoba gets his sign, and the 0-2. A breaker misses away.
Just another quick update out in Falmouth. The Kettleers still holding a 6-run lead, now 12-6 Kettleers, as the Commodores are taking their at-bats in the bottom half of the 8th inning. So it's getting late over there. The clock's ticking on Falmouth. Got to make it a must-win game for them tomorrow if they lose this one tonight.
1-2 fastball high and outside. Speaking of uncharacteristic, talking about Sansone's outing, 2 outings ago for Chidoba. That's uncharacteristic. 8 hits allowed in 3 innings for Cole. That was obviously the game against Falmouth in which the Braves hit a walk-off home run.
Yeah.
That was the Colby Thomas blast.
That was a crazy night.
That was a crazy night. 2-2 line to right towards Costello. He shields the lights and makes the catch for out number 2.
Costello and Joe Lampy kind of look pretty similar out there. They're tough to tell apart. Both have their red socks held high. Big black gloves on their left hands. Red wrist tape going. They kind of look from this angle. They're hard to tell apart. If you didn't know Costello was in right and Lampy was in center, they'd be tough to pick out of a crowd.
Zach Agnos gives us the nod of approval too, Calvin.
Well, that's good. Zach was up here trying to take your job pregame.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he said my job was safe, but he was going after your job.
Okay.
So that's why he was up here. He was obviously gave you a nod to make sure you were doing your job properly. So tomorrow, when the Gatemen come to Doran Park, he's not up there.
This one lifted into left field by Cameron James. Back goes Hunter Jump. He puts the squeeze on things, and that'll end at the bottom of the 6th. The Braves bats back up here in the top of the 7th. Wareham leading this one right now. It's 4-1. Top of the 7th inning, Christian Rubeck has been looking good, and the Braves bats back up. It'll be Knapczyk, Agnos, and Peter Burns. And to take you through the 7th and 8th innings, my partner Calvin Christopher.
Thanks again, Reeves. The Braves, like you mentioned, in a 4-1 hole. Just 3 more opportunities at the dish to push across some runs to tie this game or take the lead. Christian Knapczyk out of the 6th spot leads off the inning. The left-handed hitting infielder grounded out 6-3 and also singled up the middle. Squares to bunt, but can't get it down in fair territory. Takes a bounce into the Braves' dugout here on the third base side. Knapczyk playing tonight at second base. We've seen him at shortstop this season, but Tanner Schobel gets the nod at short tonight. Schobel at short, so Knapczyk plays over at second. Rubeck's pitch as Knapczyk hits it high and deep to right center field. This one's going to get down for extra bases. It one-hops the wall. Knapczyk rounds second. He's on his way for third. The throw is not in time as it goes out of play. And Knapp will put the brakes on at third base. The throw was late. The third baseman, James, couldn't handle it. Went off his glove. And it goes into foul territory. And Christian Knapczyk leads off the inning with a triple into right center. So that's exactly what the Braves need. A leadoff triple to start the inning, and now Zach Agnos up in a big RBI spot and a run the Braves desperately need.
Well, a good throw may have taken care of Knapczyk there. Luckily that ball went to the fence and foul territory behind him as Agnos fouls that one off. Harvey Shapiro having a ton of talking to him, had the hand up when Knapczyk was coming around, but luckily Christian's in there at third.
Christian will take it. He'll take
Absolutely.
the triple. And now Zach Agnos, who doubled back in the second, grounded out 4-3 in the fourth. Either of those would drive home Christian from third base. 2 hits for the night for Christian Knapczyk, one of the league's top hitters. So Rubeck gives up a triple to the leadoff hitter. Agnos takes ball 2 down low, a 2-1 count to the Braves 7-hitter.
Now, obviously, this would be a big run. Obviously, you don't have to get all the runs back in one inning. Just chip away. As you said earlier, keep the line moving.
2-1 pitch to Agnos is an off-speed pitch that he swings through, so the count evens at 2-2. Rubeck, the Oklahoma product on the mound, quickly gets the sign as he catches the ball. He's working with some serious tempo. Out of the windup with the runner on third base. The pitch just misses.
Wow.
Off the outside part of the plate. Rubeck would love to have that one.
Wow.
But Agnos, what a job to spit on it as the count goes full.
See, it's pretty darn good plate discipline right there.
Now a big pitch here. 3-2 to Zach Agnos. Rubeck kicks and fires. It misses on the inside corner. So after having no traffic on the bases, seemingly the past 4 innings, the Bravos get the first 2 guys on the 7th, in the 7th on base. Agnos at first, Knapczyk at third, and now here's Peter Burns trying to come up with another big hit, seemingly something we've seen him do night in and night out.
I mean, yeah, he comes through in timely situations. That's what we saw. Excuse me, couldn't speak there. That's what we have always said about Peter Burns. But what an AB there for Agnos. Now runners on the corners and an opportunity for Pete to come through.
The left-handed hitter takes a big swing and a miss as he almost drops to a knee on his back leg. Rubeck puts it by him for strike number 1. Rubeck now working out of the stretch. His right arm dangles as he looks into the sign. Wearing a black wristband on his right arm. Takes a check over to Agnos at first base, who's back in safely without a slide. Burns, the catcher, 0 for 2 on the evening. Struck out looking back in the second. Struck out swinging in the 5th. Trying to break through with 2 guys on, and the Braves down by 3 runs. But quickly down 0-2 against Christian Rubeck.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity, big situation here in the game for Pete. Obviously, he has 2 strikeouts thus far today. Got to avoid going down for a third time.
The 0-2 pitch is, in fact, by him. A wave and a miss by Peter Burns. It's the 3rd strikeout of the game for the Braves catcher, and more importantly, a big out number 1 with 2 runners on here in the 7th.
Yeah, it's the Braves' bottom of the order today outside of that Zach Agnos double. Just kind of struggled, I guess, more looking at Pete and Costello, who obviously reached on that air, then struck out looking. But well, no better time to, as we're going to see a pinch hitter here, obviously. We're going to see Dalton Rushing, actually, coming in to pinch hit for Lucas Costello. How about that move?
Hard to keep him on the bench long. Lucas Costello's evening is over. Dalton Rushing comes to the plate, and the Braves, with 2 runners on, go to their big bat on the bench, and it looks like Wareham might be going to the bullpen, meeting on the mound here, see if they're just coaching up Rubik on how to attack Dalton Rushing, or they're like a guy out of the pen. One of the factors here at Wareham is their bullpen is behind a covered fence, so we can't see in to the pen, whether there's a guy warming up or not.
Yeah, not sure if it's even a lefty, if they wanted to counter with a lefty-lefty matchup. Obviously, I think this is probably 2 things. 1, to talk through the game plan of attack of what you want to do with Rushing, and 2, if this inning starts to get out of hand, gives you time now for that reliever. I did see a ball that was just tossed, some feet moving around. I do believe there is a guy, if he wasn't being warmed up before, starting to get loose right now with an impending inning coming where Rushing comes to the plate with 1 swing that would tie the game.
But it looks like Rubik is going to stay in the game. The right-hander to face Dalton Rushing, the Braves' most dangerous hitter. 2 runners on, 1 away. The Braves trailing 4-1 in the 7th inning. Rushing, a guy who can tie this game, but also a double play candidate.
And absolutely. Doesn't run as well as the rest of these Braves do for the most part. But as you said, also can change the game with 1 swing.
Up in a real spot, Spillane Field, not a home run destination, but already 2 out tonight. The 0-0 pitch falls down low, so Rushing ahead 1-0. Dalton coming off the bench. Red arm sleeve on his right arm, his white batting gloves with his black bat, still rocking his Louisville Cardinals black helmet with the white L on the front. Rubik likes the sign, delivers, balls to the backstop. Christian Knapczyk thought about coming home, hesitated, and now is going to run in and score standing up. The Braves chip away into the Wareham lead. It's now 4-2 in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, big run right there. Obviously, Knapp wasn't sure how far that got past the glove of Frechette, and then read it correctly and came home, and now Agnos moves up to second. Keep the line moving, play it station to station.
A lot of big things happened on that pitch. Not only does the run score, Agnos now can't be retired with a double play, and a great hitter's count, 2-0 to Dalton Rushing. Here it comes, Rubik to the plate. Rushing hits it hard into left field, a base hit. Zach Agnos rounding third. He's going to come home and score. He will score standing up. Dalton Rushing delivers off the bench with a frozen rope into left field.
How about that piece of hitting for Dalton Rushing? If you remember the last time we were at Spillane with the Braves in a 1-0 win, Dalton Rushing was the guy that game with an opposite field double off of the left field wall. He goes oppo again into left. It bounces up off of the chest of the left fielder Harrison, who, as we know, Devereaux Harrison, a pitcher for most of the year with Wareham. Is the trainer going to go pay a visit, it appears, as Dalton Rushing comes through with a big single. All of a sudden, Calvin, the Nightmares turning to Wareham. It's always been the one inning. Was talking to their broadcaster, Jack, before the game, and he was saying it really has been just one bad inning defensively and on the mound that has turned the tides of many games for the Gatemen this season. Otherwise, maybe staring a playoff spot, but not anymore, as the Bourne Braves have picked up 2 and hopefully not done yet.
The Braves have battled back. They've taken advantage of Rubik, who has struggled to this point in the season. The night is done for the Oklahoma product. A pitching change here from Spillane Field as the momentum has shifted. Still in the top of the 7th, 1 out and 1 on. The Braves now trailing 4-3 here at Spillane Field. We'll be back in just a second. We'll tell you about the pitcher and his upcoming matchup with Joe Lampe. Skilperort is, in fact, the new pitcher for Wareham. Hunter Skilperort making his 10th appearance on the season. The left-hander from the prestigious West Coast Conference plays his college ball at the University of the Pacific. He'll be on in a big spot. Dalton Rushing, who came off the bench and delivered a single into left field, is on first base, and it's the top of the order for the Bourne Braves. Wareham going with the lefty out of the pen to face the lefty Joe Lampe, a guy who's really, really tough to double up. So Max Anderson behind him is someone we'll expect to see in this inning.
Yeah, Skilport's an all-star for this Wareham team. Has been excellent this season, a 2.45 ERA. Now in his 10th game of the season, has picked up a save for Wareham. And how about the strikeout to walk numbers for Skilport? 18 punch-outs, just one free pass on the season. He did receive the loss in the last game he pitched in. That was July 28th versus Brewster a few games ago. Allowed 3 hits, no earned runs. 2 of them were scored, though, off him. 3 strikeouts, and did not issue a walk.
Skilperort, no stranger to the Bourne Braves, too. Pitched 2 1/3 scoreless innings against the Bravos here at Spillane Field on July 4th without issuing a single hit. Struck out 2, but 7 up and 7 down for the left-hander, but he's in a very, very, very big spot. His team's playoff hopes on the line. 1-run game. Joe Lampe squares to bunt the first pitch. He pulls back, and it's in there for strike number 1. 4-3 Wareham, top of the 7th. The Braves have scored 2 runs in the frame, battling back from a 4-1 deficit.
Yeah, really with just 4 games to go after tonight. I mean, really, this is a must-win tonight. It's a must-win for every single game the rest of the year for Wareham. 1 loss and likely puts him out of contention.
Skilperort's pitch is an off-speed one that misses off the outside corner, so it's a 1-1 count here to Joe Lampe. 1 out and 1 on in the top of the 7th. The Braves trailing Wareham 4-3. Skilperort kicks and fires a fastball that's down low for ball number 2.
Yeah, good eye there by Joe. We've consistently praised his ability to lay off tough pitches and his play discipline, and that was a prime example of it right there. That pitch just off the outer half of that plate. 3
great at-bats for Lampe on the evening. A single in the first, took strike 3 in a very deep count in the second, and walked in the 5th as he taps one of the second baseman, Troy, who spins, has no play to second, but throws out Lampe 4-3. So Dalton Rushing advances 90 feet, and now another RBI spot for Max Anderson, who's been up with runners on this game, which means he's due.
He's due. I mean, he has 2 strikeouts on the afternoon, which is uncharacteristic of Max. Had that hard line out to center field in which Tres Gonzalez honestly just kind of turned around and ball found his glove. So Max, who is, you mentioned, through 3 at-bats, really most of the time Max has a hit. So looking to make a new here in this AB.
Did line out hard in the 3rd, sandwiched between 2 strikeouts. Looked at strike 3 in the 1st, swung at strike 3 in the 5th. Trying to bring home the game-tying run. Dalton Rushing, who came in off the bench, delivered a pinch hit single, and now leads off second base. Skilperort, the pitcher on the mound for Wareham, facing his second batter of the evening. A curveball that breaks too high, so Max Anderson now in a great hitter's count ahead of the left-hander 2-0.
Yeah, good start for Max. This is where you want to be, and obviously the Braves today, outside of swinging early in the count, when they don't, they've been down early. 0-2, 1-2, but Skilperort here behind a deadly hitter.
Skilperort kicks and fires an off-speed pitch on 2-0. That's not what you're expecting in that hitter's count, so Max Anderson watches it float over the heart of the plate for strike number 1.
Yeah, pitcher's pitch, good spot, and if you're Max, you don't want that right there. Look for the fastball and punish it.
Anderson in his wide stance from the right-hand side. Red number 31 on his blue jersey. The 2-1 pitch he hits through the left side, but a diving catch and a diving pickup. The throw, though, is offline, so Anderson will reach first base. It'll be an infield single as Tommy Troy did all he could to keep that ball in the infield, laid out, but couldn't throw out Anderson at first. So an infield single for Anderson. So now 2 on and 2 out in another big spot for the newcomer, Ben Huber, to bring a guy in.
Yeah, not sure if Rushing would have even been sent home if that got past the diving Tommy Troy, but what an outstanding play to dive on that 3-bouncer right there. Stopped the ball, almost made an incredible play to get Max Anderson. But you mentioned, that's why Ben Huber's in the 3 spot.
Yeah.
It's your first game, but hey, come on, kid. Driving a run. Tough situation.
I mentioned it when I was making the call live that I thought that was going to go through, but Troy laid out and kept it in the infield. Is now first pitch swinging. That one's through the right side. Dalton Rushing comes in and scores. Max Anderson will stop at second base, but this game is tied. Ben Huber, welcome to Bourne.
How about that? Ben Huber got the scoring started. Didn't get credit for the RBI as something similar in right field happened. That, I believe, Diodati is now in left, and to right goes Harrison. Devereaux Harrison now in right field. And obviously now that one is an RBI for Ben Huber. Comes through with another big hit, his second of the day.
How about this, Reeves? An offensive night that looked bleak for the Braves. A 3-run 7th inning in this game is tied at 4 runs apiece. And it doesn't get any easy for Skilperu, who now with 2 runners out and 2 runners on, has to face the Braves' hottest hitter in Tanner Schobel, who's 0 for 3 tonight, but looking to extend his 7-game hitting streak.
Yeah, he has been easily the Braves' hottest hitter of late.
Skilperort comes to the plate as Schobel takes a look at a breaking ball bounced into the pads of Frechette behind the dish. What a big spot.
Wow.
For Ben Huber to break through, and now he pushes the line to Tanner Schobel, who seems like he is built for the clutch.
Yeah, another night now where Bourne is out hitting their opponent, but have finally gotten to tie this game up. What a big inning.
The right-hand hitting shortstop looks at a pitch that gets the outside corner for strike 2. Schobel didn't like the call. Hunter Skilperort will take it. 1-2 now the count.
Yeah, I do think that was a good spot. Thought he got it right on the corner out. It's tough to tell from here, but didn't seem like Frechette had to frame it very much.
2 on and 2 out. A big pitch in this game. Skilperort comes to the dish and misses just a hair low, so they'll do it again at 2-2.
Yeah, that one, Frechette did try to frame.
2s all over the place. 2-2 count. 2 out in the top of the 7th. A 4-4 game and 2 runners on for Tanner Schobel. The left-hander Skilperut from the stretch kicks and fires, and Schobel hits it into left field, but right at the left fielder Diodati, who takes 1 step back and puts it in his glove to retire the side. But it's not after the Braves go for 3 runs in the inning and tie this game at 4. It's stretch time here at Spillane Field, and we got a brand new ball game. It's the Bravos 4. It's the Gatemen 4. You're not going to want to go anywhere. It's Bourne Braves baseball right here on Audio Live Stream. Back at the short cage on the third base dugout here in Spillane Field, and we got a whole new ball game between the Bravos and the Gatemen. A 3-run top of the 7th has tied this game at 4, Reeves. A game where the Braves look down for the count once again, but they battle back in the late innings.
Yeah, I mean, just incredible. Obviously, we know that the Braves love putting up crooked numbers in innings, especially late in the game. We've talked about it all season long. If there's any team in this Cape League season that has a flair for the dramatic, well, Bourne Braves are number 1 on that list, and there's no doubt about it. Doing it a little earlier sometimes than they do, with the Braves putting up a lot of runs this season in the 8th and 9th innings. They do it earlier in the 7th, and hopefully they can get some more in those 8th and 9th
Some
innings.
defensive changes to tell you about here in the bottom of the 7th. Dalton Rushing, who came in as a pinch hitter, stays in the game, but not where you think. He goes to left field. The first time we're seeing him in the outfield on the season. Hunter jump goes from left to right. And Cole Chidoba's back on the mound for now his 4th inning of work. Facing 6, 7, and 8 in this Gatemen lineup. Now the leadoff hitter in the 7th quickly watches 2 strikes go by him without taking a swing. So the count has gone 0-2, and Cole Chidoba has really given the Braves an opportunity to come back because the Braves' bats were silent and zeros were put on the scoreboard on the other side.
Yeah, Chidoba obviously fired 2 shutout right after Sansone left the game.
And strikes out Nell to start off the bottom of the 7th as he goes fishing for out number 1. And now this third base side bleacher section where all the Bourne Braves fans have been sitting on their hands all night long are starting to get excited with every out they see the defense produce.
Yeah, we've seen, regardless of, I should say 3 scoreless for Chidoba, not 2, I misspoke. But
as now Frechette digs in and looks at a ball for Cole Chidoba.
But obviously what I was saying for Chidoba, he's done an excellent job picking up, where Sansone left off. Sansone finished strong, obviously gave up that run in the 3rd inning, but Chidoba has done an excellent job anchoring these innings.
But he's fallen behind the catcher Frechette 2-0. Anthony Frechette on the night is grounded out to second, is also grounded into a fielder's choice. Over to Zach Agnos at third. 2-0 pitch is hit off the end of the bat into left field, sinking fast. It'll fall for a base hit. Dalton Rushing fields it on 4 hops, tosses it back in, but it's a single for Anthony Frechette, so the Gatemen do get a runner on here in the bottom half of the 7th.
Now, what I was going to say, though, just a minute ago is that although the Braves have so far been undefeated against the Wareham Gatemen, 3-0 against Wareham this season, or what is it, 3-0? 3-0, yes,
yep.
because we play them tomorrow and we have the game canceled. Okay, just making sure. All of those games have been incredible.
Absolutely.
We had the 1-run win in which Tristan Vreeling escaped a bases-loaded jam, a 4-0 win in which the Braves didn't score until the 6th inning when Kyler Fedko singled. They added on 2 in the 9th with a Max Anderson 2-run single. And then last game, 1-0. A shutout, Sansone, and then Dalton Rushing RBI double. All these games have been great.
All entertaining when these two teams match up, and tonight is no different. 4-4 here in the bottom of the 7th after the Braves put a 3 spot on the board to tie this game in the top half of the inning. Cole Chidoba still on the mound, his 4th inning of work. Anthony Frechette, who singled, is on first base, and now Devro Harrison, who's moved over to right field, stands in for the 3rd time. Harrison fouls one off right to this 3rd base side. Harrison is grounded out to Tanner Schobel 6-3 and is also hit into a double play to Tanner Schobel 6-4-3. So that's exactly what Chidoba is trying to induce here again. But Cole will take the strikeout just the same as he's up ahead of the Gatemen 8-hitter 0-2. Frechette takes his lead off of first base. Chidoba gets a sign he likes. Kicks and deals a fastball that hits Peter Burns exactly where it was set up, but he was set up out of the zone, so it goes high for ball 1.
Yeah, now watch the breaking ball down and away. Obviously that pitch quite frequently is just to change the eye level and maybe get the hitter to chase upstairs. Watch that breaking ball down and away, change the eye level, change the spin. Here on 2 strikes.
Let's see if that's exactly what Cole tries to do here. The 1-2 pitch is a fastball. It's hit foul. Back at a play right behind us once again is now Nick Galley is looking back because he's seen a ball come back into the shark cage.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking about that, too. What's the percent chance we get a ball in the shark cage?
We got one the unexpected way.
In the shark cage.
We got one the unexpected way. That's funny. Didn't even come back to that point, but we sure did.
Chidoba trying to put Harrison back to the dugout. His pitch is fouled straight back and off the umpire once again.
My goodness. That's what I say. Calvin might have been down to a home plate umpire and a staffer working in the field.
That would have been crazy, but yes, thank goodness the home plate umpire is all right. If you're just joining us, the original home plate umpire was taken out of this game on a Peter Burns foul tip straight off of his mask. So now just 2 umpires working the field for the rest of this game. The 1-2 pitch to Harrison as he fouls it straight back once again. This one off the press box behind home plate. So 4-4 our score as we play in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Cole Chudoba, who's been very good for the Bravos, working in his 4th inning of work, and there's no one getting loose in the Braves bullpen. This could be a night where we see Cole go for 5 innings. Has a 1-2 count on the Gatemen 8-hitter Devereaux Harrison, who's getting his 3rd swing at the dish. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off once again, this one at the first base side.
Yeah, Cole's been very, very efficient. Now through 3 1/3 innings, looking to maybe punch out Harrison right here. But just 49 pitches so far for Chudoba, so really being efficient with his length.
Been very good all season, a couple of rocky outings, but getting back to the form we saw from the Yukon product earlier this season. Another 1-2 pitch. This time Harrison can't make contact. He waves and misses at a slider, and he's down on strikes for the 2nd out of the 7th inning.
Yeah, big pitch right there. Ended up going back to the fastball after he set him up high with that first fastball, then fouled off the next one, and then after a pitch goes back to the breaking ball down and away, and this time does get Harrison to swing through. A good sequence there from Cole Chudoba. Really seemed to have the number of Devereaux Harrison.
Now a tough customer here in Owen Diodati, who has slid into the 9 spot.
Just casually, right?
Casually slid into the 9 spot. So with 2 out and 1 on, Diodati, one of the most dangerous hitters in the Cape, gets his chances and tried to put the Gatemen up by 2 runs right there as he takes a big wave and a miss at a first pitch fastball.
Yeah, Diodati tied for 2nd in the CCBL in home runs behind 2 Orleans players in Locklear and DeLauder. Diodati with 7 of his own 22 runs driven in for the Alabama product and a 242 clip this year.
Tied for the West lead in long balls. Hits one on the ground, but Christian Knapczyk is there at second base. Flips on to Tanner Schobel, and Cole Chudoba with another scoreless inning as the Gatemen are down in the 7th. We've played 7 full here from Spillane Field. You're not going to want to go anywhere. The Braves 4, the Gatemen 4 as the Bravos get their at-bats in the top half of the 8th. After 3 runs in the top of the 7th, the Braves are back at the plate looking for more here in the top of the 8th as they and the Wareham Gatemen are tied 4-4. Welcome back to Spillane Field. Calvin Cristoforo and Reeves Jackson with you from the Shark Cage above the third base dugout here in Wareham. As the lights are on as we play into the 9 o'clock hour, Hunter Skilperort, who finished the 7th inning, is on for the 8th inning. He'll face 5, 6, 7 in the Braves lineup. Hunter Jump, Christian Knapczyk, and Zach Agnos as his first pitch is high for ball 1 against Hunter Jump.
Yeah, hoping Jump can get aboard and start another Braves rally here in this 8th inning. And then we don't have to score our runs in the 9th, and maybe we could see Eric Adler in the bottom half.
Eric Adler should be good to go after not pitching the past 2 nights as Jump rips a ball foul. It bounces off the building and into the Braves fan section here on the third base side on a line from Hunter Jump.
Yeah, that one gave a scare to the Braves faithful, but a nice fan giving a youngster a foul ball. Always what you'd love to see. Better than the way Nick Galley did it.
The 1-1 pitch as Jump takes it for strike number 2. Still looking for his first hit as a Bourne Brave. 0 for 3 on the night. Line to third, bounced to second, and took strike 3 looking. Starting in left has moved to right with Dalton Rushing getting his first appearance in the outfield and left field. Facing Skilperort for the first time. The 1-2 pitch is hit off the hands. It's going to be a tough play, though, for Jarvis. A do-or-die play with the bare hand, and he can't handle it, as that is the first base hit in a Braves uniform for Hunter Jump. It's an infield single, and the Braves have the leadoff runner on here in the 8th inning.
Get that baseball for Hunter Jump. No, I'm just kidding. But good for him. Hunter, obviously, infield single. Get on any way you can. We saw Lucas Costello get his first base hit on a bunt single.
Yep, absolutely.
So a little infield single. Nice job there by Jump.
And Jump with some good speed to him
Yeah,
now
I was
is
about to
at
say,
first base
yeah.
to lead off the inning. And here's Christian Knapczyk, who's 2 for 3 on the evening, tripled in the 7th, singled in the 4th. That's all coming after he grounded out to Jarvis at shortstop in the 2nd. Squares to bunt and fouls it back. So quickly a strike on the Braves' number 6 hitter.
Yeah, obviously, we know how much the Braves love to move runners over, sacrifice them over, especially late in the inning, especially with a great punter like Knapczyk. So hoping he can get it down here before getting to 2 strikes.
The third baseman, James, is well in on the grass as Knapczyk could be bunting. He squares again, pulls back, and takes the ball inside as the count evens at 1-1.
Yeah, we saw a sacrifice bunt by the man at first in Jump last night. It did do the job, obviously. If it wasn't for a bobble, might have been out at second base, but regardless, it goes in the book as a sac bunt. Trying to do it 2 nights in a row, the Braves.
James still in on the grass. The 1-1 pitch will not be made as Skilperort takes a check on Hunter Jump at first base, who's back in no problem standing up. Jump holding his batting gloves in his hands, one in the left, one in the right. Gets his lead with his arm dangling between his legs. Skilperort looks at him, but comes to the plate. Knapczyk swinging away this time, but takes a fastball way up and in. Has to duck out of the way there. It's high and in for ball number 2.
Yeah, that was a scary one. The first pitch of this half inning. Hunter Jump, a breaking ball that went over his head. This one, as you mentioned, a fastball. Nice job by Knapczyk. Be able to dance out of the way there.
Let's see if Cameron James stays on the grass with Knapczyk not scoring that time. It looks like he's going to. As the 2-1 pitch is in the dirt, it goes to 3-1. So Knapczyk, who was giving you an out by bunting, now can reach first base, and Hunter Jump can advance 90 feet without the Gatemen getting an out.
Yeah, obviously Knapp wasn't squaring around there, so wonder, obviously now at third base over there in Cameron James. He's backed up a little bit just behind that lip where the cutout is. So Knapczyk 3-1. Wonder if he gets the go to swing away here.
You can't expect Christian is bunting 3-1. The pitch comes in. He's not bunting, and he takes ball 4 outside. So the Braves get guys on first and second with nobody out here in the 8th inning.
And obviously with Zach Agnos coming up, who had that big double into center field earlier this game, obviously the bottom half of the order in Pete and Costello, but now it's Dalton Rushing who had that big single to left field. So honestly, it's the right guys at the right time coming up for the Braves. Although Peter Burns is over 3 with a hat trick, the guy has timely hits after timely hit after timely hit. So excited to see what the Braves can do as Wareham currently maybe a decision to make with their head coach coming out to the mound.
The score is 4-4. Nobody out in the top of the 8th inning. The Braves get 2 runners on to start the frame. Skilperort having a conversation. It looks like he's going to stay in the ballgame. Hunter Jump singled in the infield to lead off the inning. Christian Knapczyk took ball 4. And now Zach Agnos, who's 1 for 2 on the evening, doubled to dead center, grounded into a fielder's choice.
At the end of the day, you still have to rely on your all-star. You got to keep him in there. You got to hope that he can get the job done. Obviously, not what you wanted there with a walk to Knapczyk. And as you mentioned, they were giving him an out. Obviously, a runner on second, 1 down, then first and second, nobody out. Agnos now to the plate. But for the Braves, a favorable matchup.
Lefty-righty,
Lefty-righty, absolutely. And you wonder also, with an extended visit, obviously some time maybe to buy
someone in the bullpen. Once again, we can't see the bullpen. It's behind a covered wall in right field. Zach on the night, 1 for 2. I mentioned a double hit into a double play in the 4th and took ball 4 and scored last inning in the 7th. Could we see Zach bunting here with 2 outs, with 2 on and nobody out?
Yeah, absolutely. I say definitely. You have to.
Wareham expecting it as Nell and James both on the cutout of the grass. And Hunter Jump getting too big of a lead over there at second base, says Skilperort has to look him back.
Well, obviously, Skilport checking at second to see if Agnos was going to square, and Zach did square around. So Agnos going to be trying to lay down the bunt here.
Has hit into a double play. The Braves looking to avoid that. Zach squares around but pulls back as the pitch misses high for ball number 1.
And obviously, you're going to have that old-fashioned wheel play on here for the Wareham Gatemen, with the second baseman, Troy, covering the first base bag, and Nell charging over at first. The third baseman and James will stay home.
1-0 count. Tie score, 4-4, top of the 8th. Agnos squaring to bunt. It's inside, and he bunts it over the press box.
Yeah, it's rare you see a bunt go that far. We saw a weird one earlier when Knapchek earlier this season had a bunt that went over the Hyannis pitcher's head and Jonas Scolaro.
Yep.
Well, that one went maybe about as far the opposite way.
Goes over the press box, kind of out of self-defense. Zach got the bat on the ball there. But nevertheless, the count evens at 1. 1-1 the count. Skilperort still on the mound. He's struggled out of the pen in this outing. The Braves looking to take the lead for the first time since the top of the first inning. Agnos in the back of the right-handed batter's box squares once again, but takes a strike as he pulls back. And now with 1 and 2, we'll see if the bunt is still on with 2 guys on and nobody out in the frame.
Yeah, I think you got to let Zach swing away right here now with 2 strikes. First and second, obviously has looked uncomfortable on both bunt attempts. Haven't really seen Zach try to lay down a bunt much this season. So you say you trust Zach to get the bat on the ball and let him swing away right here with 2 strikes.
Zach, who's already bounced into a double play. That's the one thing he can't do right now. The 1-2 pitch is a fastball that Agnos can't catch up to. He's down on strikes. So the runners stay on first and second, and it looks like we're going to get another pinch hitter as Peter Burns was walking towards the plate. Harvey Shapiro made a notion to someone off the bench. It looks like it's going to be Colby Thomas, who it seems loves hitting against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, obviously Colby, a very prototypical guy who has those massive splits against lefties and righties. Colby kills lefties, obviously a ideal situation. Peter Burns with 3 strikeouts on the day. The Braves have the opportunity and the depth to go with Garcia behind the plate.
Yep.
And that's right there. Go ahead.
Also rushing, too.
Yeah,
is
no,
your game in
exactly.
left field.
Absolutely.
Because you can
put
move
absolutely.
Colby Thomas
yes,
in left field and
you're
put rushing at catcher.
Yeah, you're right about that. Absolutely.
So Colby Thomas coming off the bench in a big spot. 2 runners on, 1 out in the top of the 8th. He looks at ball 1. A 4-4 game here at Spillane Field in Wareham, a place where the Braves have had a lot of success this season. 2-0 on the season coming into tonight's game here in Wareham. And the Bravos looking to break through once again with some more late-inning heroics. One and 0 the count. Thomas takes a swing. It's a high fly ball, not very deep at all. The right fielder Harrison coming in. He makes the grab for out number 2.
Wow. Whew.
And after the play, he threw it into second base. And the shortstop, Jarvis, tried to catch Hunter Jump walking back to second base. He was already on the bag when he was tagged. It was a lot closer than it should be.
I see why you like Jim Jarvis a lot.
He's a
That's
guy.
a heads-up player right
he's
there.
He's a heads-up player. The kid from Alabama just plays the game hard. But 2 outs as Skilperort has done a great job battling back after traffic has been on the bases.
Well, here's the guy in Dalton Rushing who's played hero now last time and even partially here tonight. See if he can do it again in a bigger way.
Broke through off the bench with a single in the 7th. Let's see if he can do it again in the 8th as he watches a slider dip below the zone for ball number 1. Skilperort in a jam here, trying to break out. I'm a strawberry jam guy. Are you? You got a preference?
Nah, I'm a blackberry or grape.
Blackberry.
Blackberry though,
right.
primarily.
Okay.
Good old Cracker Barrel biscuits, blackberry jam, baby.
Skilperort trying to get out of a jam though right now. 2 on and 2 out, and now a pitch that comes in and it hits Dalton Rushing on the elbow. I thought that was the umpire's call, but they're going to keep him in the box.
Hey, you know what?
It's not a bad thing.
I'm okay with that.
If you're Wareham.
If you're Wareham.
And now the Wareham coaching staff thinks that ball hit him.
Yeah, I was
The
about
umpire
to,
initial reaction
Yeah.
to me was putting him down to first base.
Yeah, if you're Wareham, it's okay.
It would load the bases, but it would take a very dangerous Braves hitter in Dalton Rushing away from a great hitter's count 2-0, which was the exact count where he singled hard into left field his last appearance.
Obviously they could just put Dalton on first with an
They obviously
walk.
could, absolutely. That's another solution. So if they're so upset about a hit by pitch not being called, why not just send him to first base anyway?
Absolutely. Don't know what the extent of that conversation could be more past that, but obviously we love Joe's speed on the base pass, but with how Dalton has hit, especially at this field, you got to love your prospects of him being up at the plate with 2 on and 2 out and a 2-0 count.
Well, the conversation is over, and Dalton Rushing digs back into the left-handed batter's box. 2 on, 2 out, tie game, 4-4, top of the 8th. Dalton Rushing in a great hitter's count 2-0. Skilperort kicks and delivers, and Rushing watches an off-speed pitch get the zone for strike 1.
I think Skilport with the base open, although it would load the bases, obviously, I think he's going to be very careful, and he's really going to give Rushing a heavy dose and feed him those breaking balls. You're not going to see him really give in and give.
It's tough, though, when you fall behind.
No, absolutely, it is. And I think he realizes if he loses him, he'll go get Joe Lampe. Going to be tough to throw Rushing a fastball, especially over the plate.
The 2-1 pitch is another curveball, and you got it right, Reeves, a carbon copy of the 2-0 pitch. So Rushing sees 2 straight breaking balls. The count is 2-2, and now is he set up for a heater?
You know what? I was just thinking, would he be? But I don't think you can mess around if you're Skilport right now. He's got a good heater, but Rushing can time up a heater better than anyone on this team. I think you go back to the breaking ball if you're Wareham, and if you're Dalton, got to sit.
2-2. Off-speed pitch, bounce to the right side. A diving play by the first baseman Nell, who kicks it around and bobbles it. Rushing is safe at first base, and after all that with the hit-by-pitch conversation, Rushing will be at first, the bases will be loaded, and Joe Lampe is digging in the box, trying to be the hero and give the Braves their first lead of the night.
Well, it was another breaking ball. Rushing, who timed it up, was out in front. What a diving stop over there at first by Michael Nell.
Probably saved a run.
He absolutely did. Obviously, could have had the out too, but it stays in the middle for Wareham. They don't allow the runner to score. They don't get the out. And now have a bases loaded situation. If Joe can put it in the infield, obviously a force at any base. But if it's slow enough, watch out with his speed.
Lefty on lefty matchup. Lampe
says
the ball hits him on his elbow. He gets down to first base. Hunter jump strolls home, and it's unconventional like the Braves season, but they have the lead here in the 8th.
Unbelievable. Just the first pitch as well. A fastball that just got a little up and in. There was some debate whether the pitch or the batter before, whether a pitch hit Dalton Rushing. This one definitely got up and in and hit the jersey of Joe Lampe. As you mentioned, unconventional ways, but they find a way to do it.
Skilperort, though, not out of the woods yet. Bases loaded for Max Anderson, who looks at a first pitch slider over the plate for strike 1. And Max Barrels, who singled in the 7th, has a chance to drive home at least 2 runs if he can get another one in the outfield here in the 8th. Bases chucked. Hunter Skilperort on the mound. Max Anderson is the batter. And another breaking ball is over the plate, so it seems like Skilperort is trusting his slider more than his fastball right now, especially after hitting Joe Lampe on a first pitch heater.
Yeah, absolutely. He's really relying on that breaker. Obviously, threw 3 in a row to Rushing that were strikes. Rushing hit the latter one, obviously, over to first base. But they were in the exact same spot just as the first 2 were to Anderson. On the outer half, middle away.
0-2 pitch coming. Skilperort delivers. It's a ball that Anderson taps foul into the Wareham bench, so he's hanging around. I'll see another 0-2 pitch.
Yeah, decided to go with a fastball there. Obviously, Anderson, who is sitting fastball, adjusting breaking ball, but he's got the mind on the breaking ball a lot more with the heavy dose that he's been getting. So was late on the fastball there, did a nice job just to foul it off. And honestly, if you're Skilperort, you can go any of which way right now. Kind of got Anderson on his toes of which pitch you're going to throw. I think he might go back with another fastball.
0-2 pitch. We'll see what he does. Kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and away. An easy take there for Anderson on 0-2. The count will go back to 1-2. The single-digit number 7 on Skilperort's back, the left-handed pitcher. It's been a struggle for him so far out of the bullpen as the Braves have taken their first lead since the first inning. Here on the 8th, they lead Wareham 5-4 with the bases loaded. The 1-2 pitch misses away. The count will even at 2-2.
Obviously coming into this outing against Bourne, Skillport with 4 1/3 scoreless innings against the Bravos this season, but until tonight, Braves finally breaking through, and they get the help with a 2-out hit by pitch.
Looking, though, for some insurance. Bases loaded. 2-2 count to Max Anderson with 2 away in the top of the 8th. The pitch. Breaking ball, tap back to the pitcher, Skillport, easy scoop, and a light underhand toss to Null at first. And that will retire the side, but not before the Braves get another run on the scoreboard and take the lead here at Spillane Field. We've played 7.5 here in Wareham. Your score, the Bourne Braves 5 and the Gatemen 4. After the Braves took their first lead since the top of the first inning in the 8th, they are ahead of the Gatemen 5-4 here in Wareham. Cole Chidoba, after 4 scoreless innings, evening is done. He gives way to the left-hander Kelsey Ward, who in his second appearance of the Braves season is looking for a little bit of redemption.
Yeah, obviously his first outing did not go the way that he planned. He was greeted rudely by a Trey Harmon 3-run homer. That was against Orleans on July 26th. So obviously that being Monday, today being Saturday, nearly a week since his first appearance, and obviously it doesn't get easier, really. He's being inserted into a situation where in the bottom of the 8th, expected to keep a 1-run lead before we hope to see Eric Adler in the 9th.
Eric Adler should be ready to go tonight. A lot of Division II talent on the field for the Bravos tonight. Obviously, Ben Huber at first base, Division II guy transferring to UConn. Cole Chidoba, Division II guy, 4 scoreless innings on the mound, another guy transferring to UConn. And now the Division II Emory-Riddle Eagle, Kelsey Ward, looking to build the bridge and get to Eric Adler in the 9th. The left-hander's first pitch is a ball that misses up and away. As it's the top of the order, Trez Gonzalez will lead things off for Wareham here in the bottom of the 8th. Ward's slow windup, the left-handed pitch is hit hard up the middle, and Trez Gonzalez has a single to lead off the 8th as the Gatemen now look to battle back and tie this game once again.
Yeah, Riddle, who gave up 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks as well, so struggled with command. It was a first-pitch strike there, obviously, to Trez Gonzalez, who just took it right back up the middle. And for the Braves in this decision, obviously Riddle, a lefty, coming in facing the top of this order, and Trez Gonzalez, Jim Jarvis, Tommy Troy, 2 lefties out of the first 3 hitters. So you see why the move was made and hopefully get a double play ball.
Well, here's the ever-dangerous Jim Jarvis, who hits one high but not very deep into right field. Colby Thomas started back, now comes in and makes the grab for out number 1.
Yeah, nice pitch there by Kelsey Ward. So, yeah, first 2 pitches of the outing, and you got a single and you got an F9. So that'll
if he does that 3 more times, the bases will be loaded at the end, but he'll have 3 outs.
Yes, he will. That's why you're a mathematics minor, Calvin. Couldn't think of those scenarios that quickly.
So 1 out and 1 on for Ward as Tommy Troy, the number 3 hitter in this Gatemen lineup, comes to the plate. 1 for 3 on the night. A single, a fielder's choice, and a grounder back to the pitcher. First pitch misses up and away as now Dalton Rushing is doing the catching duties. I mentioned Colby Thomas out there in right. So Hunter Jump moves back to left field after playing right field for an inning, and Dalton Rushing back to a more comfortable position behind the plate. Kelsey Ward is the pitcher as the Braves lead 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th. His slider comes in and drops to the knees for a strike on Tommy Troy, the Gatemen 3 hitter.
Yeah, obviously, Ward's first outing, going back to that, it was really no one's night. The Braves at the time had given up their season high in runs before that was surpassed by the Cotuit Cavaliers just a night later. But no better time to redeem yourself than in a big divisional matchup. Obviously, these Bravos finishing the season. That one fouled away back to the screen. Finishing the season with all divisional games. It was Wareham tonight, Wareham tomorrow, then Cotuit, Hyannis, and Falmouth to conclude the season. And then we'll find out our playoff opponent who will play to start Friday, August 6th.
And if you're wondering, at home, that game has gone final. The Cotuit Cavaliers finish off the Falmouth Commodores 12-6 to grab, at the time, a 3-point lead in the West Division for second place as Tommy Troy turns on one and fouls it over our heads into the shark cage down the left field line. The count will remain 1-2 on the Stanford Cardinal, who's still wearing his Stanford hat. The Cardinal coloring and the white S on the front.
Yeah, looks good with the Wareham unis.
Yeah, matches the Wareham uniforms as he fouls another one off away. Has his base running mitten in his back right pocket.
Does Wareham have white uniforms, home unis?
I don't think they do.
Okay.
I think they
was
have.
Curious.
I think these ones are classified as cranberry.
Yes,
Cranberry
I know
jerseys
Darren. I remember Darren told us that.
with the navy blue, dark navy blue, I believe, lettering, and then the navy blue with the cranberry W they rock on the road. But a 1-2 pitch upcoming. It's in the dirt. Great block by Dalton Rushing. Good dirt ball read, though, even better as Tres Gonzalez advances 90 feet. The throw from Rushing went into center field, but no further advance from Gonzalez, and that is heads-up baseball for the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket to see that ball down and immediately make the jump to second base.
Back to what you just said a minute ago. Quick side stub. Talked about Strawberry Jam being your favorite. You mentioned the cranberry-colored uniforms. Are you a cranberry sauce fan?
No.
Me neither.
I'm not.
Good answer.
I'm not.
Good answer.
People in my family are. I'm not.
No.
No.
Yeah,
I
same.
avoid.
Other people in my family, same thing. Yeah, don't understand it.
Good connection, though.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
glad you're thinking on
go.
your toes here. As the Braves lead Wareham 5-4, it's been a great one here at Spillane Field. The game-tying run in Tres Gonzalez, though, leads off of second base. Kelsey Ward, the 2-2 pitch, another one fouled off. This one is not going to be caught as it falls in foul territory down the first base line. So a good at-bat here by Troy. We'll see another 2-2 pitch from Kelsey Ward, the Vero Beach native, playing at his hometown Embry-Riddle University, located in Vero Beach. The number 36 on his back in his second appearance in a Braves uniform. The left-hander with long curly hair sticking out of the back of his red Braves helmet with the blue bill. Trying to find a way to get Tommy Troy out. Takes a step on the mound to readjust.
And obviously that dirt ball read by Tres Gonzalez could pay huge dividends for Wareham.
Yeah, absolutely.
One away runner at second.
Gonzalez dances off of second base. The pitch comes into Troy. It just misses off the inside corner. Good job receiving that time behind the plate is Dalton Rushing, but it's just a tick inside. So now a big full count pitch upcoming as Tommy Troy has worked it back to 3-2.
Yeah, what a take right there. What an even better pitch by Kelsey Ward. Can't spy your pitch was much better than that. Apparently just missed.
Troy's 3-2 pitch. Another one fouled off. This one could stay in play, though, behind home plate. Dalton Rushing has an eye on it. It does stay in play, but he can't get it as it falls harmlessly onto the grass right behind him.
Well, we saw that be a difference maker in the game last night. There was a pop-up late in the game, arguably a ball that could have been caught by John Garcia, who didn't come out of the crouch until a few seconds after the ball had already been in the air before his teammates yelled and pointed where it was. Obviously, that was a ball that wasn't caught, and the inning would have ended sooner than Brewster scoring that run off of Tyler Stewart. So hopefully this doesn't come back to hurt the Braves here tonight.
The Bravos leading 5-4. The payoff pitch to Troy. Another one fouled away. Another one that could stay in play. Rushing tosses his helmet once again by the Braves dugout, reaches in and makes the grab. How about redemption for Dalton Rushing? Can't get the first one, but holds on to the second one that was arguably tougher to get, and that is a big out number 2 as Tommy Troy's retired.
Well, not many times do you get to redeem yourself the next pitch, but Dalton Rushing did just that. How about Joe Sullivan giving a little catcher advice to Dalton Rushing, telling him that one was coming back in play in foul territory, and Dalton with the catcher right near the railing.
And now Harvey Shapiro making the walk out to the bullpen, out to the pitcher's mound, see if the Braves are going to the bullpen. It's tough to tell from this angle who is warming, but you can only assume
like
it's
Eric
Adler.
It is.
He did attempt a 4-out save a couple weeks ago against Orleans, and it looks like that is the notion now. So with 1 on and 2 away in the 8th, a pitching change from Spillane Field as it's Eric Adler time a little bit early here in the bottom of the 8th. We'll take a quick break. We'll talk more about Adler on the other side. It's 5-4 Bravos with 2 away in the 8th inning. You don't want to go anywhere. EA Sports is in the game. It's Eric Adler time here from Spillane Field and tell you more about the Braves reliever. Reeves, what do you got on the Braves flame-throwing right-hander?
Well, simply one of the most dominant pitchers in the CCBL here in 2021. And we thought he was not human until a few outings ago, and that was against Orleans at home. He gave up a home run to Peyton Chatinier. Obviously, that tied the game, but it led the Braves to a walk-off win with Peter Burns. And against YD, in that 8-2 win, a clean inning, walked a hitter, and struck out a man as well. Did not allow a run, though. And Adler on the season, just a spotless .67 ERA, and obviously that impressive 25 strikeout to 5 walk ratio.
So if you had any doubts if the Braves want to get these last 5 games to close out the regular season, those are all gone because they go to their ace out of the pen, Eric Adler, trying to complete successfully his first 4-out save of the year.
Yeah, it has to be noted that the only time he's tried to do that this year, that was against Orleans, so something to keep a note of.
He'll face Jack Brannigan. First pitch, off-speed pitch is in there for strike number 1. Brannigan, the designated hitter, a big 2-run home run in the first inning. That put the Gatemen at the time ahead 3-1. Grounded into a fielder's choice after that and then lined out to the right fielder, Thomas. 0-1 to Eric Adler. Comes to a set, takes a peek on Gonzalez. High leg kick comes to the plate. Another off-speed pitch, and he went around, so it's 0-2.
Yeah, obviously not many times that when your fastball sits 95 to 98 is your breaking ball almost as good of a pitch, but for Eric Adler it is.
Well, Brannigan is set up to see heater now. The Braves up 5-4 in the bottom half of the 8th. 0-2 pitch upcoming.
Light him up with a heater, Eric. Go up the ladder.
Adler's ready. Brannigan is ready. The 0-2 pitch is the fastball, and Brannigan was all over it. Fouls it straight back.
What were you saying on the radar gun there, Calvin? What is your mind radar gun tell you on that? I'm going 97.
I was going to say 96, and he makes it look silky smooth. Effortless gas at 95 to 98. Just one of the most confident, strong-throwing relievers in the league. Comes to the set. Takes a peek once again on Gonzalez. His leg kick, his delivery, and off-speed pitches hit off the end of the bat right to Tanner Schobel at short, who ranges up the middle and makes the easy toss onto Huber, and that will do it for the 8th inning. 8 down, 1 to go here at Spillane Field. The Bravos with a 5-4 advantage as we make the last turn of the evening. The Braves had the lead here in the 9th inning, and to close us out, we'll go to our closer on the broadcast team, Reeves Jackson, for the 9th inning.
I appreciate that, Calvin. And for the Wareham Gatemen, another Clemson pitcher on the mound. It's the right-hander Rob Hughes, who is making his 3rd appearance on the season.
A late arrival for the Gatemen, just his 3rd appearance of the year, but he's been great. 4 scoreless innings so far, has struck out 7 batters, and a guy just watching him warm up, he's going to bring some mustard. Whether that's spicy mustard or yellow mustard, I'm not sure, but he's going to come in with a little bit, of heat to him. And in Skilperort, the left-hander, it kind of seemed like he was riding a unicycle all night, kind of off balance, never really was sturdy in his appearance. Gives way to Hughes, who's looking to keep the Braves' bats at bay.
Why the hate for honey mustard? They didn't get a shout-out.
I do like honey mustard, so don't twist my words.
Okay, all right. As Ben Huber steps in, he watches a first pitch ball miss upstairs from the hard-throwing Rob Hughes, 6'2", 232-pounder. As Huber fouls that fastball, second pitch back into the screen. The Braves, who trailed by 3 runs in this game, 4-1, came through with a big 3-run 7th before a bases-loaded hit by pitch to the leadoff hitter Joe Lampe an inning ago gave the Braves a 1-run advantage. As Huber grounds this one over in the hole at short. Charging is Jarvis, gloving, throwing across his body and making a nice play to retire Huber for out number 1.
Jim Jarvis is just fun to watch. Another good play that he made look effortless coming in. You know, Hubert's not the fleetest of foot at 6'3", 235 pounds. You know, he's not Joe Lampe running down the first baseline, but Jarvis, great control, great transfer, and a great fire over to first base.
Tanner Schobel will step up. The always sure-handed defensive shortstop for the Braves has been just as hot at the plate, although he's trying to extend his hit streak to 8 games. We'll have one more opportunity to do that. Schobel is 0 for 4. He watches the first pitch fastball miss just a hair outside. 1-0 the count. Schobel today struck out looking, bounced out to short, popped up to first, and flew out to left field in his last plate appearance.
7-game hitting streak on the line in this at-bat right now. He's got a 2-0 count trying to break through, but getting his 5th at-bat of the game, trying to extend his hitting streak to 8 straight.
2-0 and Schobel pops it up. Foul territory. Heading over there is Nell. He's got room. He backtracks and can't make the catch. Well, maybe it's destiny for Tanner Schobel.
I was just about to say that. Could it be fate for Tanner Schobel to get his 8th straight knock? He's already got the touchdown. He's already got the extra point. I'm sure he'd love to take the extra point off the board and go for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, 100%. Tanner now still ahead in the count. 2 balls and a strike. Hunter Jump is on deck for the Bravos. Obviously, Jump started in left, moved over to right, now is back in left field with the entrance of Colby Thomas. Schobel spoils a fastball back over the John H. Wild press box here, home of the Wareham Gatemen broadcast and media team.
Great friends of the program over
Absolutely,
there
great
Wareham.
Friends of the program. Awesome
You know, it's
people.
one of those cool things in the Cape League. You get close with some of the broadcast teams, especially teams in the West that you play 6 times. So pretty cool to get some tidbits, insights from opposing broadcasters in Wareham. Definitely one of our favorite groups.
Yeah, without a doubt. The Stirrup Sox rocking for Rob Hughes, 2-2, and Schobel. A check swing, I believe he held up, and they appeal down to the only remaining field umpire, who does wave the arms out and says, yes, Tanner Schobel did indeed hold up. Obviously, the stirrups I was talking about, they're printed on. Obviously, they're not like the Harwich Mariners with the real stirrups.
Yes, not the old-timey, more of a, conventional look.
Schobel 3-2, turned and burned on a fastball and sent one well foul. That went deep onto the rooftop of the Wareham High School. Count full.
This is one of those straighten it out situations, because if he straightens that one out, it's on the roof of the snack shack over the Braves bullpen.
Hughes ready. 3-2, and Schobel pops it up, and heading over is Frechette, but this one is going to get out of play.
How about some fight here for Tanner Schobel, trying to extend his hitting streak to 8, scratching and crawling in this at-bat, looking for a pitch he can hit, preferably on a line up the middle, because that's where Tanner Schobel really does his damage.
Braves leading this one 5-4. They have scored 4 unanswered in this game, all coming in the latter half of this game. 3-2, Schobel sends this one into center. There goes Tres Gonzalez. He backs up a few steps, but puts the squeeze on things here. And Tanner Schobel's 7-game hitting streak will likely come to an end here tonight in Wareham.
Don't close the book on it. You don't know if the Braves can rattle off, get the order back around here with 2 outs in the inning, but, pretty high probability that ends. Closes the book on Tanner Schobel's hitting streak, but a guy who's not going to keep his head down will come to the park with the same smile he had on today and look to get ready to go and start a new streak tomorrow.
Hunter Jump takes the ball high, so Tanner obviously decided to stick with the extra point and not go for 2. 1-0 count here to Jump, the left-handed hitting Arizona State now transfer to Kentucky product. I was talking about it with Daniel on the air last night. A few guys transferring to Kentucky. Obviously, Jump one of them. John Thrasher, a former Bourne Brave, is heading to Kentucky. A lot of Kentucky players here in the CCBL in 28-21.
2 guys that are both grad transfers.
Yes.
Got to be joining Katuich's Ryan Ritter, one of the best, one of the most flashy, fun-to-watch players in the league, I would say.
Yeah,
in the middle infield for Kentucky.
Spotted Ryan at the Red Sox game Thursday, as I spotted Jake Bennett and was with Joe Lampe and Colby Thomas at Fenway Park, as that one misses downstairs. Count even 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away after a Huber ground out, and a Schobel flyout. Two-two, and a nice slider there from Hughes. Gets jump swinging. And that'll end things for the Braves in their half of the ninth. Eric Adler will be trying to complete the 4-out save and send the Braves home with a big come-from-behind victory next when we come back right here on the Bourne Braves audio live stream. Reeves Jackson and Calvin Cristoforo back with you here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Last chance for the Wareham Gatemen, trailing by a run, 5-4. It'll be Cameron James, Michael Nell, and Anthony Frechette. Will we see a pinch hitter in Jimmy Crooks for Frechette? Still yet to be determined. We shall see. A ball just fell onto the field. The left fielder Hunter Jump retrieves it, throws it back into the bullpen.
Well, we don't know what Crooks, why he was scratched.
Exactly,
from the lineup.
yes, very true, very true. It could be a reason that would not allow him to come into this game and pinch hit. Meanwhile, it's James, the righty against Adler. And the first pitch, a breaking ball, top of the zone, called strike 0-1. Adler's been feeling that breaking ball. It's definitely a pitch that is on for him tonight. Has used it quite frequently. Obviously got the ground out to Tanner Schobel of the DH and cleanup hitter Jack Brannigan to end the eighth. Trying, as you mentioned, Calvin, for his first successful 4-out save of the season. A fastball that James swings and gets just a piece of at the very tail end of that pitch. It's 0-2. Adler, a strikeout machine on the season for the Braves in 13 1/3 innings, now 13 2/3, 25 strikeouts for Adler. As I mentioned, 5 walks. He's only allowed 5 hits, and the one run he allowed was a home run by the Orleans leadoff hitter Chatinier. Now over the Bourne Braves bullpen at Doran Park, but allowed the Braves to complete a comeback win, which was their 3rd of the season. Adler ready, 0-2, fastball, see you later. That sits down Cameron James.
Ready for this analogy, Reeves? Eric Adler is pitching styles like a pizza, right?
Okay.
A cheese pizza, when he has one ingredient, his fastball working, it's still really, really tasty.
Oh, yeah.
But you add one topping to it, you add pepperoni to it, it just makes it so much better, and that is his off-speed pitch. When that is working, you know, he's just throwing the ball. He's so much more dangerous.
Well, it's going to be the Mississippi State left-hander Kellum Clark to pinch hit for Michael Nell here. And as they get the lefty up against the right-handed Adler. Kellum Clark has tremendous power if he's able to rip into one. Obviously, with Adler's fastball and Clark's power, you never know, but a fastball right by him for strike one.
And Eric Adler is so tough to string hits together against. You look at the one run he gave up, a home run. That's what you got to do, because you're not getting 3 hits in a row off Eric Adler. It's just not going to happen. So you just need one swing to tie a game, especially in a one-run game like tonight.
0-1 fastball in the black. Can't get much better than that if you're Eric Adler. painted that pitch, 0-2 here to Kellum Clark, and then try coming in off the bench cold and facing Eric Adler.
No.
At least Chatinier had 5 at-bats. His 5th at-bat, he hit the homer. He'd been seeing pitches all night.
Thank you. No thank you.
Adler ready, 0-2 to Clark. It's a fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 strikeouts here to begin the 9th for Eric Adler, and Adler and the Braves are 1 out away from beating the Wareham Gatemen tonight. Jimmy Crooks comes in to pinch hit for Anthony Frechette, the Oklahoma catcher, the final hope for the Gatemen tonight. So we do indeed see Jimmy Crooks. Adler comes set. First pitch here to Crooks. Fastball fouled back to the screen. Adler, who threw a lot of breaking balls to begin his outing tonight, now to Kellum Clark and the lefty Jimmy Crooks. Maybe it's a righty-lefty thing, but obviously likely is that breaking ball moving away to righties would move into the lefty, so Adler really relying on that fastball here against the lefties, both Clark and now Crooks.
It seems like he's got every pitch he wants where he wants it every time he throws it.
0-1. Breaking ball, and it was a cross-up between Dalton Rushing and Eric Adler. And who knows, maybe that pitch was actually in the strike zone. We've seen that plenty of times.
It was called a strike.
Oh, it was called a strike. Okay.
It was called a strike.
Excuse me. How about that? Rarely do you see that. I was actually watching Rushing, not the umpire. Figured it would have been called the ball due to the miscommunication. But that's a pitch that was right there, called a strike. Thank you, Calvin, for noticing that. 0-2 the count. And now all of a sudden, as Rushing and Adler get on the same page, although nobody on, 0-2. What will Adler come with? It's the Oklahoma lefty, Jimmy Crooks. Adler ready, 0-2 fastball. Spoiled back into the screen.
I didn't want to jinx it, but was he going for an immaculate inning there? The number 2 batter definitely struck out on 3 pitches.
He was.
Was it a leadoff hitter? The
leadoff hitter struck out on 3 pitches.
So he was
going for the immaculate inning. You're right.
But Jimmy Crooks hanging
9
around.
9 pitches, 9 strikes, but Crooks gets a piece of it. And Adler will have to throw at least a 10th pitch here in the 9th. One batter away is Eric Adler from completing his first 4-out save of the season. Adler ready, 0-2, breaking ball that hits off the heel of the glove of Dalton Rushing. And now they're going to say that it hit Jimmy Crooks.
Wow.
I thought it hit off the glove of Rushing, but apparently maybe nicked the foot of Crooks, and now the Gatemen get a base runner with 2 down.
And what a spot. What a story this would be for Harrison, the pitcher with just 4 hits in his collegiate season for Long Beach State, as now they're to talk about if this really hit him.
Yeah, usually if you see the field umpire come in like this, you could very well potentially see this call get overruled. The field umpire saw a better view, and they are going to issue him first base. Hit by pitch. As Harvey Shapiro really not happy about that call and voicing his displeasure with the home plate umpire. Harvey Shapiro thought he saw something else. But the umpires are going to rule a hit batsman to Jimmy Crooks, and we'll see a pinch runner take his place. As you mentioned, Devereaux Harrison, what a story this could be if he's able to do something big here. Obviously, one swing of the bat could end this game, obviously, against Eric Adler, just trailing by 1 with a runner aboard and 2 down in the home 9th.
0 for 4 is collegiate season and just 4 at-bats. 0 for 3 tonight. So we don't even know the last time he's gotten a hit in a game.
No.
If he can break through here, this would be an incredible story.
First pitch breaking ball, that's about as close as you can get, outer half, but called the ball for Adler. 1-0.
And with that all being said, I would say advantage Eric Adler.
Yes, absolutely. Well, not only for Harrison, you have those things going against you. You got to step in and face one of the best pitchers in the Cape League this season, an all-star for the Braves in the Western Division.
I misspoke, too. He's 0 for 3 tonight, but he does have a hit on the season, 1 for 9 now on the year.
The 1-0 is a fastball that Adler gets across for strike 1. The lead at first, Harrison at the plate. A fastball and a called strike 2 to Harrison. And now The Gatemen outfielder and pitcher down to his final strike of the night. Adler, who always works out of the stretch, does so with the runner aboard. 1 strike away. Adler comes set, gets his sign, kicks and fires. Fastball called, strike 3. And the Braves complete the comeback tonight against the Wareham Gatemen. 4 unanswered and a 5-4 victory. And a much-needed win for the Bourne Braves after the loss a night ago to Brewster.
Momentum, momentum, momentum. Going into this last stretch of the regular season, into the postseason, a gutsy, come-from-behind 2021 Bourne Braves win tonight. Cole Chudoba came in, steadied the ship on the mound. Eric Adler closed it out. The offense in the 7th and the 8th come back. What a win, and what a way to sweep the series here at Spillane Field.
Well, 2 multi-hit games for Braves players offensively. One of those guys was Ben Huber, and obviously you had Christian Knapczyk with a 2-hit game. Obviously good to see him back after his first game yesterday. And Cole Chudoba, hard to look past Cole Chudoba as your potential player of the game today. Cole Chudoba with 4 scoreless innings, 2 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. The Braves get it done. They score 4 unanswered. They were trailing 4-1 in the game. They tie it up, take the lead in the 8th, and never look back as Eric Adler completes his first 4-out save of the season. Braves get a big win in Wareham, 5-4 the final. They are now 4-0 against the Gatemen on the season. They'll do it again with a double dip tomorrow. Braves and Gatemen at 6 o'clock from Doran Park, as we'll join you at 5:40 for Before the Bravos. For Calvin Cristoforo, my name is Reeves Jackson. We look forward to seeing you back at home tomorrow for the Braves and Gatemen round 2 in 2 days.